Water.
Earth.
Fire.
Air.
For the longest time, the four nations have lived together in harmony. Under the wise leadership of Avatar Roku, the world has experienced an era of peace and prosperity unlike any other. But with the recent death of Avatar Roku after his volcanic island erupted, members of all four nations feel the winds and tides of change. With the search for the new Avatar only just beginning, the world seems poised on the brink of conflict. But without the Avatar, who will save the world?
My name is Bree, also known as PrettiPixel, and I am playing Shurva, a warrior from the Fire Nation.
I'm Andrew, also go by Lucifer. I'm playing Firebender that goes by Mako Bao.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Oki, a waterbender from the Northern Water Tribe.
I'm Brandon, and I'm Rung-Bolo, an earthbender from the Earth Nation.
Hey, I'm Dave, and my character is Al, the airbender from the Air Nomads.
And I'm Owen, the dungeon master of this ragtag group of members of all four nations. Hello!
Hello!
Hello. Welcome back. It's time for Avatar Legends, and our elusive airbender has returned. He's been completely silent. Here he is.
I am trying to be an airbender in real life. It's not working.
Well, you did spend some time traveling through the air. I get, like, you were on a plane overseas for a little bit,
Yeah.
right? That kind of counts.
Well, I mean, when Al flies, he flies with the stick thing, right? So
It's true. The kite.
The
The
stick
kite, yes.
thing.
The stick thing. It's a technical term. Yeah.
It's his first day
exactly.
back. Give him a break.
No,
It's easier to say than kite.
stick thing is easier to say than kite. It's
Yep.
certainly a lot more letters.
It's more
Welcome back,
plausible
obviously,
than
for,
what it
for podcast listeners, you can hear the dulcet tones of Darv, who has... That's right, that's your name, Barrett. Darv? Darv has rejoined us. Darv,
yeah.
yeah, Darv.
That's
It's
it.
been so long, it's
Um,
hard to remember his full name.
You have my camera on Dave's, by the way.
Oh, do
Dave's
I?
not actually there.
Yeah, my
That's really funny. I must have copied it twice. Wait for it. Alrighty, Dave's here. Wait for it. Here we go. Yay! It's
So
a
all of that
professional
like
stream.
movement at the start
Yeah.
was for nothing.
No one's going to have seen that. Do you want to do it again?
And there was silence as well, so it was just like,
Do you want me to cut this and you can do it again? Do you...
it's alright. I just did some airbender.
Okay, great. Thank you.
inflatable advertising board.
It's off camera. You would have seen like everything move around. So
Yeah, that's very true. Well, look, hey, we're all back, and clearly we've improved greatly since our last session, which was just a complete distracted mess of a session.
It was
but
a session.
It was a session. It was a session. I think what
Was
did I
it
call? I
though?
think I even called it a little distracted as like a bit of a joke because
You
it
did.
was. I
It
did.
wasn't
Okay,
even
yeah.
a session, it was just shit talking.
It was
Hey,
just shit talking.
We went
There was
to
20
sleep
minutes of
and we
game.
woke up.
It was a split test. Of like, what if we just did a podcast where we just talk crap for like an hour or two? That's
Yeah,
what we're
if
doing
that's
here.
the one
Nothing
that
research.
gets like more views and listens and all that kind of stuff than all the rest of them, then that's just all we're doing from now on.
Would you like me
Yeah.
to do the official stats on that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
I'll do.
I love,
Because-
I love statistics.
I'll do the
the
live
session
official
before
stats.
that
Right.
was the session before that was a really heavy battle
Yeah.
session as well. So it'd be a good comparison.
Okay, so it's hard to tell obviously because the session hasn't been out as long, but it has been up now since February 4th. So that's actually it's been up for a month. A little distracted. Jesus, has it been a month since we last did
Yeah.
Avatar
30
Legends?
days is what you usually judge data on, so it's good data.
Good
Yes,
lord.
go on.
So
Data.
it's had 167
Data.
views and 30 comments. So good number of comments. The one
30
before
comments.
that, 30 comments. The
Yeah,
one
that's
before
really
that,
good, actually.
217 views, only 17 comments. The like to dislike ratio, both 100%. I like to see that.
100%
Nice.
dislike.
10 likes, yeah. yeah.
That's what you love, you guys.
That's exactly right. Yeah. 10 likes on the Little Distracted, 12 on the on Kidnapped, which was the heavy session. So I don't know. To me, it
bad.
kind of sounds
bad.
like people enjoyed
People
the
want the
bullshit, but they
podcast.
also like the genuine stream. So maybe we should offer both.
variety stream.
Que no las dos.
Los que nos las dos. We did discuss last session about the possibility of me relaunching Drunk Science, which was a one-off stream I did probably about 3 years ago, which is where a mate and I got drunk, and then he asked me science questions, and I explained the science answers through the inebriated haze of a number of beers and rum. So, look, I've had some requests for Drunk Science since then. Now that I've moved across to the new place and I'm all set up, and I'm not going to any conferences anymore, yeah, sure. I could do another Drunk Science. Why not? Submit your science questions in chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. If I don't know the answer, I'll make one up.
Where can they submit these questions to you?
Just in Twitch chat. Just twitch.tv/the Lost Archives. Just in the Twitch chat.
Right here.
Yeah.
An email, a
Oh
Gmail.
no, what are you typing? What's your question, Archie? I've got a real concern about what this is.
no!
Why does my PP get hard?
I was wondering what filled that
I
space.
knew-
Like, it's not
I
the
knew
P, it's
straight
not
away.
P.
I knew.
Well, I'm not drunk yet, so I feel like the answer I give is not going to be satisfactory. So I will come back to
Yeah,
that question, Archie.
Save it.
I'll
You said we got to submit it in here.
Yeah, but it's not really a science question, is it?
I'm pretty sure biology is science.
Biology is science.
I have a genuine science question that I was discussing with my brother earlier today,
Okay.
and that is, what would happen to the world if everyone and everything stopped farting all at once?
If everyone and everything stopped farting,
Yeah,
well, a
a
lot
sudden
of
lack of methane in the
Yeah.
atmosphere.
So in terms of the atmosphere, the meat industry, particularly cows in particular, are great contributors to the methane in the ozone. So probably we would see a bit of a cessation of ozone increase. In terms of like the biological effects, you'd start to get really bad bloat in a lot of these animals that have multiple stomach systems without the ability to fart. Is it like just corks that are being shoved in there, or is it just biologically they just all no longer fart?
Biologically, there's just no longer gas being produced by the digestive tract.
Right. So our gut
In
flora
every
has now died.
animal-
Yeah, so the bacteria that we need to digest food has died, in which case all living creatures that rely on bacteria to aid with digestion also die.
But the main question
I'm
is,
down
would
for
it
that.
then... So my brother's take
Yeah.
on it is that it would then launch us into, like, a winter of some kind.
That's definitely not true. No,
And
that's,
I
that's,
was like, how is that where your mind went? That we would
No.
immediately go into some kind of like ice age? That's not how
it's
it's, gonna
actually
work.
it's actually the opposite in a way, right? So one of the things that we have to be worried about with the runaway greenhouse effect is that when the Earth gets really, really hot and the ice caps start to melt, that means less sunlight is reflected off the ice poles and is actually absorbed into the ocean, which then causes an ice age as a rebound effect. So global warming, the reason why it was kind of changed from the words global warming to climate change is because climate change is technically the more accurate term. Global warming is the short-term effect, and artificial ice age is the long-term effect. So it's actually the opposite. If you doubled the methane production from animals, you're more likely to see, theoretically, a faster ice age clicking into effect. So he's not just
it's not
wrong,
like half
he's
as much.
really wrong.
I like that. I like it when he's really wrong.
Yeah,
it makes
he's
me feel good about
really,
myself.
Really wrong.
We'll still be burning
Ban
coal,
beans,
burning gases.
ban
It's not
the
like
industry.
there won't be any
Yeah.
CO2 in the atmosphere.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So the methane production is not going to be as massive an impact as you might think. Like it is a fairly large contributor to the greenhouse gases and the emissions that we release on a yearly basis, but it's not. I think it's from memory. It's about 30 to 40%, if my memory holds true on that. So it's a significant amount, but it's not enough to just suddenly plunge the Earth into an ice age. I think what's happened is your brother's watched tomorrow the day after tomorrow, but he's only watched from halfway through, and so he's kind of not really understood the whole premise of the film. He's gone, like, or maybe he started watching Babe, and then like it flicked over to the day after tomorrow just halfway through, and he's gone, well, there were farm animals before, and now it's an ice age, so I guess there's some correlation here.
He's like watched Bambi's mum die, and he's like, oh, so if we kill every animal, it's an ice age now.
Maybe he started watching that vegan documentary, the Meatspiracy or whatever it was called,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Yeah.
something like that. I just remember like the
Dominion's a good one.
I just remember it had like the cow on the front and the barcode in the cow's stripes. And I was like, it's a cool image.
I tried
You
to
guys know.
Google it, and the only Reddit threads I could find that were related to farting is what would happen if everyone in the world farted at the same time.
Not much.
What was the
Yeah.
answer?
The answer was there would be a very bad smell, but it would dissipate quite quickly.
Yep, cool.
That's basically all that people came up with for
The
it.
volume of air that is trapped inside of
It
our
would
ozone
suddenly
layer.
get warm, like roughly where we're all standing, and then it would rise and dissipate like
Yeah.
it normally would.
To be honest, I don't even
like
think it'd
being
get
in a
warm.
pool
I
in
don't even
peas.
notice. Yeah. Maybe if you were
Did you guys
inside.
I think if you're in a very
discovered
populated country, where it's like people are, like several people within like a square meter.
This is not boding well for the focus of our stream tonight, is it?
What is?
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Dave? Hang on, Dave.
Oh, wait, we're
Dave.
streaming.
Everything's the median of how
It's
people
live?
fart.
Oh,
often.
shit.
It's pretty much constant all the time. There's always
Yeah.
a constant fart going at
Yeah.
all times. So it's
That's a medical
I love
condition.
that.
It's a medical
There is
condition,
a
Brandon.
constant fart.
Definitely go get
Well,
that checked out.
ADHD.
Yeah. Dave, what were you going to say? Sorry.
Constantly leaking
Yeah,
gas.
did you know they discovered a seaweed in Tasmania, like
Hmm.
scientists, and it's like meant to reduce the methane production or methane content in cows' farts by like 99%. It's crazy.
Amazing. It must help with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
nitrogen fixing bacteria inside the gut.
Yeah. I think it breaks it down. I don't know if
Gotcha.
it breaks it down to CO2 or just like reduces it in general.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
the carbon needs to go somewhere, but like
Yeah, exactly.
that's gonna change the world. Maybe make a ice age according to your brother. So.
Definitely not.
Great.
For those listening, it's definitely not going to make an ice age.
Stop
That's not how
feeding
that
the
works.
cows kombu. Stop this now. Even though we're giving them so much.
Oh my
umami
God.
in this
I've just
from the
seen-
seaweed.
I've just seen Miss Snuggles' answer to Archie's question. Why does my pee-pee get hard? Stop blood bending it. That's good. If I could award, do you know what, Snuggles? That's an inspiration that you can give to the party or to me or to anyone. So you have an inspiration or a disinspiration that you can spend, an advantage or disadvantage. This stream, spend it on whoever you want, whenever you want. You get an inspiration. That's hilarious. That's really funny. Oh my
I
goodness.
think we should make a Facebook event
Yeah.
for everybody in the world,
Okay.
right? For when they all have to fart at the same time.
Okay, so I've muted Archie in case you're wondering, so now we can't hear him. He's back. He's back. Actually, that reminds me, there's a few things we need to talk about, but we also need Archie to do his little intro session. Did you want to do it on stream, or he's eating food? This is real professional. I warned you that this would be coming up in the beginning of the stream.
Oh, you need food in the stream? I didn't realize.
You did not say during the stream. You said, think
At
Tonight.
some
about
point.
when you're doing it tonight. You did not say during stream.
Yeah, it's
Check
probably
the
true.
record.
Well,
We
the
can't,
great,
'cause we
the
weren't
great thing
streaming.
is we weren't recording at that point, so there's no
Your Honor,
record.
Your Honor, check the
I got
Um,
ChatGPT to like record these streams and relay them back.
I don't think that's how
Double
ChatGPT works, though, Brandon. Like, like not to be that guy, but
What did that guy sell me on the street?
it's not a text to speech. It's not a text to speech bot. Like, I'm sorry, man.
There's thousands of dollars.
All right,
Sorry.
let's do some quick announcements. Archie, you don't have to do anything now. We'll do it at the end, but we do at some point have to have an intro for you at some point. Like, it's been long enough. So quick announcements. Thank you everybody who joined us for Curse of Strahd. Had an awesome session last night for Curse of Strahd. Very, very excited to be delving into that. We're now, I think, 13, 14 episodes deep, so we're really powering through Curse of Strahd. They have survived, however, I'm not sure how they're going to go next session. They traveled to an old windmill run by some lovely old ladies who made delicious pies. And
Out
they
of children?
really, well, the party really wanted to know what was in those pies, and they really pushed. And so two of them were invited into the kitchen below, and so they split the party, and two of them went down into the under kitchen to see how the pies were made, while the rest hung around upstairs. So you can imagine how that's gone.
So they are the pie now.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, so you'll have to go watch
Wait and see.
you have to go watch the most recent episode of Curse of Strahd to understand how that's worked. But essentially, yeah, yeah. One of them.
Have
One
they
of them's
gone
very
to the
much.
House of 1,000 Corpses in Strahd at all?
No, not
to
yet.
give the
I'm
proper name
saving
for it.
I'm saving that. Don't worry.
Good Rob Zombie movie is what I'm referencing, by the way. Too.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's what I'm referencing.
No House with 1,000 Corpses yet, but give him time. And the other announcement I have is that obviously there's no Tyranny of Dragons this week because the Tyranny of Dragons campaign has completely finished. So if you were keen to, all done. If you were keen to go catch up on Tyranny of Dragons, there are 105 episodes that you can go and watch at your leisure on YouTube and on podcasts. Any podcast platform that you want to use, we are now on them. Amazon, what's the other ones? Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Last FM, all of them.
Podbean?
Podbean. Podbean's our host, so Podbean's the one who hosts. So you'll find us on Podbean, or YouTube /The Lost Archives. So yeah, lots and lots of Tyranny of Dragons. If you've enjoyed the Avatar Legends campaign, Tyranny of Dragons is very similar. It's just not set in the world of Avatar Legends. It's just the same shenanigans, but in a D&D world set with a fantasy story that is just as derailed as Avatar Legends is on a frequent basis. So please go and check it out. But the really exciting news is next week, our brand new main campaign, 5th edition campaign starts, which is going to be Return of the Giants. It is a completely original adventure that I have written. We are going to be running it weekly on a Wednesday night, same time as Tyranny of Dragons used to be. Get excited. This is a love letter from me to a number of the very favorite campaigns that I have from Tyranny of Dragons 5th edition, including Storm King's Thunder, Tomb of Annihilation, and a number of others. It's got some homages to those campaigns, but it is a completely original adventure, so I do thoroughly recommend you check it out. It is existing in the same universe as Tyranny of Dragons and Curse of Strahd. In fact, it takes place only 2 weeks after Tyranny of Dragons campaign has finished, so it's kicking off immediately after the end of the last campaign. That'll be starting next Wednesday. I'll be posting the character art up on YouTube and on Twitter over the next couple of days. The character art is all done, and I have to say, the character concepts that the players have come up with are fucking awesome. I am very excited to see how these characters go. Not a single human in the party. Everyone's gone for like the most out there races they could possibly find. So yeah, very excited to see how that all plays out. All right, that's all the announcements from me. Obviously, yeah, sorry, streaming from a new location. Although I exist in a void of stars and constellations. For those of you who are watching on stream, so you can't see my background, but for the people, for the players, you'll notice there's now a doorway behind me that's a slightly different color to the previous doorway. The good thing about this new house, internet is fiber optic to the home, so it is much more stable. I tested it out last night. It's fucking epic. So finally the stream is going to run without a single lag spike, fingers crossed, touch wood, and with very clean, smooth upload speeds, which is very exciting.
Can someone DDoS him?
Please don't DDoS me. Please don't DDoS me. Also means that I'm super keen to host some more multiplayer games back on our Saturday morning streams. We can start them back up again. Are you guys keen for? Well, we finished Raft, so we're gonna have to find a new game to play on Saturday mornings.
I was thinking that we could.
Bit of a stick.
We can potentially play through Grounded now that whole story is out, and that's also multiplayer sandbox.
Done. How much is Grounded? I'll buy it.
You're free on Games Pass.
I'm not getting Games Pass just for Grounded.
I think every time we talk about a game,
he
he's
mentions
like, get
Games Pass. We're not sponsored by Games Pass. I just want that on the record.
Why wouldn't you get Games Pass? It's like a subscription.
Now over to our sponsored
This is
section.
PlayStation Plus, honestly.
Dave, could you? Dave's going to do our sponsored section. Dave, could you tell us about our sponsor for tonight's stream?
We don't have one.
Thank you. That's right. We don't. Stop spruiking Games Pass. I'm gonna. This might come as a shock.
Bill, he won't accept.
Yeah. This might come as a shock, but I get the sense that Microsoft might have a larger audience and may not need our spruiking to get interest in Games Pass.
I don't know about that.
You don't know? Okay, I could be wrong.
Yeah. They're like,
I'm just trying to save you money.
PlayStation has like 70% of the market. It's like Xbox has like 15% and 15% Nintendo, so they need as much help as they can get.
Wait, hang on. Nintendo. Wait, are you telling me the Switch is performing on the same level as the Xbox? Because that's hilarious.
Something like that. It's pretty much
That's
like
really funny.
PlayStation 5 and then everyone else.
What was that? Sorry, Dave?
Microsoft are smashing Games Pass. It's doing so well because it's at the PC market as well.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
$10.95 Australian dollars a month. You have access to all these games with Games Pass and cloud streaming.
What? Do you have a coupon code?
We don't have a referrer code because we're not fucking sponsored. All right, we're getting into Avatar Legends.
I don't know. I feel like we might be sponsored.
Let me just call Mr. Microsoft and we'll discuss our terms and conditions heading forwards.
I think you might have to call Mr. Windows.
Mr. Windows. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay, let's do Avatar Legends before another 20 minutes passes of us talking shit.
Guys, I have work tonight, so like I gotta go. No.
What's up? Good. Maybe there won't be any more disastrous wishes made of random spirits that I make up in the moment to like throw you guys a bit of like world texture, and instead you completely derail the plot to hunt down, and that becomes the main plot. So let's do the because look, I'm happy to share this. I had someone ask me the other day, what was the plan? Was the plan always to have the wishes? And I was like, fuck no. There was this whole like political intrigue campaign based around the Dai Li and like the Earth Kingdom, and that all got sidetracked. Andrew was like, I mentioned it as like a side thing, like, oh, that's kind of like a cool concept. I'll just throw that in as like a fun bit of world texture. And then Andrew's like, well, my entire life's goal is to now find this spirit, grab a fish, and make a wish. And the rest of you fuckers just went along with him. And so here we are. This is now complete rewrite of how I planned this campaign would go. But the good news is all of that political intrigue stuff can just be the next campaign, no problems. Well, it'll start as the next campaign until
or a side quest.
Inevitably. I know.
Who's making the next quest?
Side quest. It's like the beach. It's like the beach episode. Like that. Same deal.
It's just one long beach episode. Sorry, chat. I've been neglecting you, chat. I promise to keep checking and seeing what you guys are doing.
Rung. I took your advice.
Hello.
I signed up for Chat GPT.
Oh no.
And I've asked it to create my intro.
Okay. Do you want to read out? Go on. Fuck it. Let's just read out your intro. Go on. I'll do the thing after this.
You don't want
already
this.
Here.
Okay. Can you do it anyway though?
As an AI language model, I do not have access to any specific context or information about Archie or his character Aquila.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
No, you need when you talk to the AI, like the cool way, when it's like, I don't know things, you're like, you are a character in this made up world here, and you will teach me how to do this. It's how I got Mickey Mouse and Goofy to teach me how to like make nuclear bombs, essentially.
Like, definitely not something we recommend.
This? Don't do that. It's been fixed now. This is like the first week that you could get away with this. Not anymore.
I will answer this question on chat. So Ghostblade TV, you absolutely can spend channel points to summon monsters. They can be animals, benders. Just when you summon it, just let me know what you'd like, and I'll squeeze it into the story in some way or another.
It just can't be like a D&D based monster.
Because normally how it works for D&D is like I'll say, oh hey, this is the challenge ratings that are available to you. Pick something from the challenge ratings, and I'll shoot out a list of all the challenge ratings that are allowed. Like anything between like a CR8 to a CR10, for example. With Avatar Legends, it's very difficult to do that because there's not really like a challenge rating system. So you tell me what you want, I'll find a way to make it work. Essentially, is how it works for NPCs and for. Also, I mean, dragons are in Avatar. That's not a problem. Like, I know. That's easy. It's the easiest one you could have gone for.
I know.
Oh, I want a duck bear. It's like, oh great, fantastic. No problem at all.
What a mercenary.
All right. We're going to start the campaign. I'm going to have to figure out how much of this I keep and how much of this I cut. So let me do a quick recap.
Keep all of it. What
okay, I'm keeping all of it. All right. Oh, well, so Ghost knows all the creatures from the show. Well, in that case, then you're in for a treat because I frequently, on the fly, have to make up animals, and I try and make up really cute animals. So far, I've been told I'm only capable of creating eldritch horrors. Yeah.
He just mashes two things together and tries really hard to make it seem cute.
So Rung, for example, has a companion animal called Chirpy, who is a beagle sparrow. So the body of a beagle, the legs of a sparrow, 4 legs of a sparrow, sparrow beak and eyes, and then the floppy corgi ears. I think that's really cute. But I've been.
Sparrow's head is the size of a corgi head, just for the record here.
Yeah, it's not a tiny
It has a giant beak.
It's to pat it.
It's horrifying.
And the sparrow's tail and tiny little sparrow wings.
Seed? I can.
Oh yeah. Rung has kept Chirpy alive for 14 days, except he didn't describe feeding Chirpy for the last 2 sessions. So we're going to need to wait until
any days.
We'll need to wait until the stream starts before you discover that. All right, let me go.
Can Chirpy fly?
What do you mean start?
No.
We've been going for like half an hour.
We have been going for 25 minutes, but we've not actually started the session yet, so I'm going to do our recap.
Do you know, really quick, sorry.
Why would it have wings when it can't fly?
Archie's trying to talk right now, but he can't because I've muted him. So here's how this works. I'm going to do a recap. It's a longer recap so we can catch up because last session, a lot of shit happened that was completely off the track and derailed. And the actual main story that we've kind of been following, I think it's been over 2 months since we last touched on it. I think it's actually been longer because Dave was away. So goodness me, there's going to be a fun recap.
It's been since October.
Oh my god. Okay. Our story has been following Shurva and Mako of the Fire Nation, Rung of the Earth Kingdom, Oki of the Water Tribe and Aal of the Air Nomads. The children of important ambassadors of each of the 4 nations, they've been attending a historic summit at the Beifong estate. With the recent death of Avatar Roku following the eruption of his volcanic island home, omens of war and conflict seem numerous. The team are currently on the trail of the 4 elemental spirits in an attempt to calm their rage and undo the damage done by a careless wish made of the whale spirit of the Siwong Desert. After locating and appeasing the Arctic fox spirit of the Northern Water Tribe with the help of Aquila, the group have travelled south, past the walls of Ba Sing Se and to the Eastern Air Temple. Meeting up with Aquila again, who has now joined the party, the group met with Sister Tucker, teacher and mentor to Aal, and they learned that the Storm Bison spirit has surrounded itself in a powerful tempest, which is now devastating the lands around the eastern coastline. Initially insistent that the group must stay behind to allow the airbending masters to deal with the threat, Sister Tucker's mind was swayed when Aal revealed his new cloud-bending abilities to her. Knowing that powerful winds, deadly lightning blasts, and icy rain would be blocking their path to the bison, the team have devised a pretty dangerous plan. While Aal and the other airbenders hold the clouds and winds back to create a tunnel to the spirit, the rest of the group will attempt to reach the eye of the storm. Clearly, this plan required a great deal of preparation, so while Aal and the other airbenders headed off to practice their approach, the rest of the group decided to explore. While Oki, Ahini, and Rung went to explore the outer temple grounds, Mako, Shurva, and Aquila went looking for the library. Meeting an elderly air nomad librarian, Nomu, the group traded some food in exchange for guidance to the library and on where to find information useful to them. After only a brief time in the library to explore, however, the group emerged to find Nomu had been kidnapped. Following the tracks, the party arrived just in time to see a group of airbenders dressed in strange dark red cloaks cage and fly off with Nomu. After defeating the earthbending bandits who had handed Nomu over to the airbenders, the group headed back to the temple and reported what they had learned. It soon became apparent that the guiding winds were the likely abductors, and the group guessed that Nomu had been targeted as he had been keeping detailed records of all births and deaths in the air nations, likely also including the possible identity of the new avatar. Why are you guys raising your hands?
Do you mean Mr. Library?
Yeah, do you
It's
mean
Mr. Library.
His
yeah,
name is... Canonically,
His name is Mr. Library.
Canonically, his name is Nomu. Unfortunately, none of the characters know this because they never fucking asked.
Mr. Library.
Ah, good lord. Alrighty. Were you all raising your hand to like point out that the name is Mr.
Yeah.
Library?
Yep.
It
I
started
just
with
don't like
Andrew.
it.
The rest of us just followed suit every time you said Nomu.
Right, so
Someone raise their
Andrew is the
hand.
one I need to punish as an example. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
punish
So-
him.
Oh,
Yes.
why am I suddenly feeling
Better bad
really
pun.
uncomfortable?
It's okay, I'll watch.
Yes, please.
All right. We begin this session. It is currently early, I'd say maybe late morning to midday. I was going to say like early midday, but that's not a time. Late morning to midday as you guys are preparing to head off towards the storm cloud. You know that the clouds themselves, this tempest that's approaching the edge of the Eastern Air Temple, is probably only a day or two away from striking the Air Nation and the towns and farms of the Earth Kingdom scattered around in the valleys below. You know that to fly there on bison will only take you about an hour and a half. The bison can move a lot quicker than the storm. The storm itself seems to be moving very slowly, but in a very set direction. During the time that the others were exploring and meeting with Nomu, or Mr. Library, you've... Don't you dare get sass with me. You have been practicing your cloud bending abilities with the other air nomads. It's become apparent that whatever your skill in this area is, like you suspect this came from the fox spirit. At this stage, you can't teach this. No matter how hard you try, the other airbenders are unable to replicate this cloud bending, this ability to create and move and push clouds around. They can use their airbending to control the currents and winds to change the direction and push the cloud aside, but really only you can properly bend the clouds in this form, now that you have this kind of aspect of water bending as well to allow you to cloud bend. As such, Sister Tucker reluctantly agrees that you will need to be on a bison with your friends, and while the other air nomads try and punch a hole through the clouds, you are going to be the one who has to actually enter the eye of the storm and get your friends through. While in there, you know that you're going to have to use all of your skill and a lot of luck to keep this storm at bay while inside the tempest, while in the eye of the storm. Which means that one of your friends is going to be the one to calm the spirit. And with that information, you head back to the group, knowing that one of your friends is going to have to talk and try and communicate with the spirit. Sister Tucker, not really sure who that should be, gives you the choice. She turns to you and says, Al, I think it is best that you pick the best person for the role. Someone who embodies the aspects of the air nomads, someone who is free-thinking, able to improvise and adapt, and is quick on their feet.
So not
Yes.
Mako.
I'll do my best.
Yeah,
Sister
basically,
Taka.
not me. Yeah.
I will meditate on this, and I'm sure I'll make the right decision when the time comes.
I am sure you will. For the time being, I will continue preparing the other air nomads. We will meet in the courtyard just after the second ringing of the bell.
Where are we at the moment? Are we inside or outside?
You and Sister Tucker, along with a number of other air nomads, are in a training hall. This large wooden pagoda with the 2 bottom floors, completely cleared out of space for air nomads to practice their bending.
Yes, yeah. We'll do our best. That's all we can do, and may the wind guide you.
Do you say may the wind guide you?
Yes.
He said, "May the wind be guide
Yeah, you
you."
said B guy.
Yeah, I mumbled. I mumbled.
May the wind be guide you. She pauses as you say that and looks at you with a bit of sharpness in her eyes. Al, I would speak with you about this. Where have you heard this phrase before?
Is it something people say? I mean, like, I guess I just said
Remember,
it
there's a
without really
rebellion called the
thinking.
Guardians.
You're not there.
It's alright. I know this. I have
You would
notes. I have notes.
remember canonically.
Maybe.
It's only been
Yeah.
like 3 days.
Yeah. Sister Taka, I spoke to Monkey Atsu about this. I was approached by the guiding wind. I am not one of them. I just said something without really thinking. I don't think very often sometimes.
That is both a relief and somewhat concerning to hear that you don't think very often. The followers of the teachings of Kandro, they are acting more and more erratic. I'm not sure if you were aware, but they were able to convince Fire Lord Sozan's sister to join their cause as well. They are...
What?
Oh, yes.
They convinced the Fire Lord? Sister?
The Fire Lord's sister, yes, many months ago. In fact, it may have even been a year or 2 ago. Before the death of Avatar Roku, quite some time ago.
That's concerning. That's very concerning. I don't know much about them, only what Monkey Atsu has just recently told me, but they sound like they don't do things the way of the airbenders and the air nomads. It sounds this is very troubling.
They are somewhat concerning in their philosophies. Also, it seems I misspoke. This was actually many years ago. The Guiding Wind have been around for a number of years. Kandro and his teachings have been around for a number of years. This was maybe 20, 25 years ago that the Princess of the Fire Nation joined the Guiding Wind. I have to say that they are a rebellious faction, very dissatisfied with our isolationism and with our... They believe that we have become corrupt in a way, and that we have put aside our spiritual growth.
I'll look around. Is there anyone in earshot?
Just you two at the moment.
Okay. I told Monkey Atsu, but Brother Pion from the South Temple reached out to me to try and get me to consider joining.
That is
I
good
just
to
wanted
know.
make you aware.
I will pass that information on. That is very good to know that Brother Pion has been speaking of recruitment. We were assured the Guiding Wind were no longer seeking active recruits. Your friends, while you have been busy training and working with the other nomads, it seems your friends stumbled upon a plot to kidnap one of our librarians, Brother Nomu, who has been
Mr.
taken...
Library?
Fuck you.
He was taken?
Kidnapped by, we suspect, the guiding wind.
We should get him. We should rescue him.
We don't know where he has been taken. There are some scouts that are looking for tracks to try and find where he might have gone, but he was taken on the back of a bison. There is...
How did that happen here at the temple?
Bandits hired, earth-bending bandits hired, we suspect, are working with the guiding wind, sent to go and capture him, dragging him down into a slot canyon and out through into the mountainside areas, before he was then flown off on bison back.
But why would they steal Old Man Library?
We believe, and your friends have pointed out, that he had been taking a number of records, births and deaths throughout the air nomads, throughout the 4 temples and throughout the air nomad populations. We suspect that... Indeed. We suspect that he may have had an inkling of the children. He had prepared a list of all the children born on the same day that Avatar Roku was reported to have perished in the Fire Nation. This means that in that list, one of those names is likely the Avatar. The guiding wind would want access to the Avatar. If they could kidnap him, take the Avatar away as a child, teach him their philosophy, he could enforce their will upon the world. They were very opposed to Avatar Roku. Avatar Roku asking for the air nomads to become more involved with the world, to end their isolationism. The guiding wind were very opposed to this. They felt that to do this would be to give up what it is to be an air nomad.
Okay, we'll sort this the spirit bison thing out first, and then the other spirit things, and then the geopolitical things that we're involved with, and then we'll find the Avatar.
I think you might need to go hunting for Nomu before you continue your search for spirits, young one. Once you have dealt with Cloudbreaker, I think then you will need to see what you can do to help find Nomu. If our scouts report his location, I will be sending my most skilled airbenders there, and it seems that includes you now, Al.
That's alright, and I come with 2 waterbenders, an earthbender, a firebender, and a really, really cool whip person as well.
I don't know why, but for some reason I thought you were going to say, and a girl with a whip fetish. I don't know why I thought you were going to say that.
Your words, not mine. I'm talking to Sister Taka, that would be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. Well, go and tell your friends to prepare and be ready, and your bison, Mango, you will need to get her strapped up and ready as well. 3 buckles on the saddle. I don't want your saddle coming off in the winds and you being tossed out into the open air.
3? Man, that's 2 more buckles than we usually use. Okay, yeah, sure thing.
You need to be secure, Al. I also suggest maybe attaching ropes around your waist and clipping yourselves to the saddle, you and your companions.
Okay, yep. Buckles, ropes, got it. And anything else, Sister Tucker?
Whatever you do, do not unfurl your kite when you are up there. The wind will snatch it from your hands, tear the paper aside, the fabric and paper aside, and you will be tossed to the ground below. The storm winds are too fierce. There is no point trying to use your kite.
It seems obvious now that you say it. But if you hadn't... Thanks for the warning, Sister Tucker. That's a good idea.
Hopefully my wisdom can help assist you and make sure that you are successful in your mission. Al, you will need to choose this person wisely, the one to try and appease the spirit. We have a number of items that we think might assist. We have a singing bowl that we know used to be used to calm the bison in times long past. So perhaps the combination of the music and calm words and connection with the spirit will allow for its rage to be calmed. After that, you may have to improvise.
Well, we as a team are very good at improvising, so we will do that. We will do that. You should have had the improv I did when we were at the Big Giant Rock. It was good, but let's not get into that. Yes. Usually I'd say Oki would be a good choice, but she's been very quiet lately, so maybe we'll have to...
Is that the waterbender friends?
Yeah.
She and her other friends, Hini?
Hini, yes, that's right.
They have been spending a lot of time practicing waterbending techniques down in the lower stream, the bottom of the Great Falls pool. I wonder if perhaps they have another plan. I have seen them talking and looking at maps, and the other day they requested to see a map of the nearby streams and rivers and to know where the nearest port might be.
That's the improv stuff I was telling you about.
It's maybe that they have other things they need to do.
Yeah, we'll do. Well, I'll go back to the others and have a chat with them. Thanks for your wisdom, Sister Taka.
Anytime. She bows very deeply to you, hands clasped together, and then turns around as another air nomad rushes in. Sister Taka! Yes, I will be with you in a moment. Turns around, gives you a bit of a nod, and then heads aside to listen to this messenger. As you head back, what was that?
Can I hear them on my way out? Can I eavesdrop?
As you sort of pause and listen, could you make me an assess a situation check, please?
I can.
Okay.
It's under moves. Here it is.
Yes.
Assess the situation.
You're in Beyond Legend. Brilliant.
That's a 9.
Success with consequences. So you want to listen and hear what they're saying. The messenger seems to be informing her that they may have picked up a lead on where to locate Nomu. Sister, there was a bison seen flying very fast and very low during the night, last night. It had a single lantern off the side, and it looked like there were figures wearing much darker robes than normal, flying with this bison. The farmer who saw it claimed that the bison streaked overhead, and he could have sworn it was carrying some sort of cage or box underneath it. They were heading south. Okay, that is very good to know. Thank you. I will look into this, and perhaps we can deal with it once we have dealt with the spirit. Yes, sister. The other air nomad bows and walks away, and as Sister Taka turns around and sees you kind of like...
Hey, thanks, bye, Sister Taka. I'll see you later. Have you one. Okay, thanks for that. And I just run off.
Why is there more daddy? What is this? What is going on in chat?
Nothing. We've been paying attention.
Tahini is just another Owen we could do with less of those. I want more Owen. You just want more daddy. Obviously, daddy. Always more daddy. Daddy. Sorry. What? Stream. Come on. Get yourself together.
Yeah, guys. Sort yourself out.
Yeah, guys. Sort it out.
You want more daddy, do
Fucking
you?
chat.
Clip that.
Chat down bad.
Too
Can we
late.
do that? Like,
Chat's got the thirst today.
Haven't even had a haircut. I did have a shave. I was looking like Brandon the other day, but I had a shave.
No, you keep it.
Maybe not quite as majestic as Brandon's facial hair. Facial hair. Podcast listeners, Brandon just did the Gagne ad on his head hair, having not listened to a single thing we're saying. It's because I was just lost in your eyes, Daddy. As you rush back to the rest of the group, you can see that they are, at the moment, kind of like getting up, having some breakfast, having had a little bit of a sleep in. You can see that Oki and Ahini are gathering together their packs and having a bit of a chat with the rest of the group. And as you rush up, Ahini looks over and goes, "Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
How's the training been?"
Oh, it's really tiring. They're so boring. It's just tradition. I'm glad to be with you guys again. So, we'll all be taking one bison to the storm. How exciting is that?
You see Ahini and Oki kind of look at each other. Oki speaks up, seeing Ahini kind of fall silent. Well, that's the thing. We didn't really know how to say this, but Ahini and I, we're going to head to the South Pole.
Oh. That's south from here, right?
Yeah, we'll catch up with you guys later. There's just something we need to do. Obviously, Ahini's from the South Pole originally. There's some stuff that she's got to go do, and I don't want her to go alone. It's not safe, so I'm going to go with her.
No, that's fair. You keep an eye on Ahini, and do the others know this yet, or is this news to all of us?
The rest of the guys who are standing around looking, all of you are here. This is the first time you're hearing of this. Like Oki and Ahini were kind of like building up the courage to say something, and then as you arrived, Ahini was like, "All right, if we don't say it now, we're not saying it, and we're just going to sneak off in the night."
Well, you guys take care. Just so you know, there was a bison seen flying south from here. And that might have been the bison carrying Mr. Library. Yeah, I heard you guys were talking to him. Yeah, so just be careful, and if you see it, maybe tell someone, and then travel safe.
We could probably look into it. I'll like maybe not get too involved, as Oki kind of like pushes Ahini on the arm. But like we could look into it and kind of see what's going on. Hey, like what do you think?
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, this is just very sudden. I thought you guys would be with us for longer. We're going to go on a great adventure.
We'll see each other again. Oki. Does Al start crying?
He sobs a bit. Not that dramatic, but just a bit.
Okay. This is really beautiful. Oki gives you a pat on the shoulder, and then seeing like a tear actually like pulls you into a hug. Oh, we're not going away. We're just gonna be apart for a little bit. We're not disappearing. We're gonna head to the South Pole. There's something we need to do there, but we'll meet up with you guys later. Don't worry. We'll find you. We know where you're headed next. We know where the four spirits are. Maybe we'll meet you at the Fire Nation, maybe at the Earth Kingdom, but we will come and find you guys again. Won't we, Ahini? Yeah, absolutely. We're not just like going to take off. We'll see you guys again. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. No, these are just happy tears. I'm just no, there are no tears at all. These just got something in my eye. Yeah, no, you guys take care. And say hi to the other guy who went to the South Pole from the Northern Water.
Who's that, Dave?
My notes are a bit everywhere, but I think I
believe is who you're talking about, correct?
Kunuk? Yeah, Kudok, that's it.
Kudok,
yeah. Yeah, so say hi to Kudok when you're there as well, but travel safe.
As you say Kudok, you notice Ahini go bright red and like cough a little bit, and Oki like slaps her on the back and goes, "Oh yeah, I completely forgot Kurok is there. I guess we'll go say hi to Kurok then, won't we, Ahini?" Yes, can do.
Yeah,
yep.
You completely forgot, right?
Yeah, no, it's all right. We know that you and Kudok were like flirting a bit.
Ahini goes even redder, grabs her pack, puts it on, and goes, "Well, we don't want to be burning daylight. Okay, Oki, we gotta go, Oki. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. Don't worry, we'll find you."
Wait, you're leaving now?
You'll be missed.
Well, it's going to be too late to get down the mountain. Otherwise, like we're going to try and waterbend our way down the stream a bit, but there's a big waterfall and we don't want to climb down in the dark. It seems pretty unsafe.
Some travel advice for you too. Don't do anything that we would do.
Don't do anything that you would do. Oh, that's probably wise, actually. I was going to say don't do anything Mako would do, but I guess like that's like a more expanded version that also includes Rung.
Yeah, no, and there's the one time I pushed Mako into a temple that was a booby trap, so like don't do that either.
Oh,
I thought Aquila had like bloodbended you to do that. As Oki looks towards Aquila.
I don't do that anymore.
He didn't. I was just
You're
trying
like
to be
a broken
funny.
record.
Yeah, because no one gets the hint.
He still does it. He just doesn't tell anyone.
I've
who
always
it
been
is.
told
secretively.
I've always been told actions speak louder than words, but I guess.
But I can't. The actions that I would do is bloodbend. I can't bloodbend to prove that I don't bloodbend.
I mean, it's only been 3 days, but he hasn't bloodbended since we caught up with him.
That we know of.
As Oki like gives a bit of a smile at Aquila, you see her pause for a second, and she goes, "Try not to cut any more people's arms off, hey Aquila."
Oh, jeez.
And we'll catch up with you, and I'll give you a high five, hey?
Sorry about your sister.
As you look up, Aquila's kind of like looking down a little bit, I'd say, like bashful. As you look up, you can see Oki has a little bit of a smile on her face, as if finally making a bit of a joke about it. And then as you go, sorry about your sister, and she sees you haven't got the joke, she kind of like looks a bit panicked, and then there's this awkward silence. And then Oki goes,
Dude, I think she was joking.
okay, well, thanks,
I
guys.
wasn't about spirits.
Oh, Rung's back. Hey, Rung. We were just saying we're gonna take off.
Hey.
You ran off and looked at some rocks over there. Were they interesting at least? Or like...
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had to water some rocks real quick. So yeah,
Wait,
they were
what?
good.
Oh, you could have. And Ahini pipes up. So you were just taking a piss. You could have just told us you were going to go take a piss.
Yeah. Well, it's watering the rocks. That's what they say back at home.
Wow. We have very different life experiences. Well, thanks, Rung. We'll catch you later. Bye. As they both just begin taking off. You watch as Oki and Ahini head down towards the edge of the. As they head down towards the edge of the stream, together they then make a small canoe out of ice, bending it together, chuck down a fur on the inside, sit in it, and then with some ice paddles that they've fashioned from the water, they both begin paddling off down the river. As they begin.
No.
Yeah.
They didn't wish us luck with this incredibly dangerous thing that
No,
we're
they
about
didn't,
to
no.
undertake.
They also didn't offer to help.
They've been swimming
They
the
just
entire time.
left.
They know
Very
storms
quickly.
here.
They're also the two most competent members of this team, just so we're all aware.
Pretty sure Ali is the only
don't
person
undersell
to
yourself.
successfully calm down a spirit so far. And she's just left
Mako got
us.
close. You just
No.
threw it at the end a little bit.
I've talked with spirits
In the
before.
start.
Isn't that enough?
An evil one who taught you
Vengeful.
bloodbending.
Vengeful
Like,
But I've talked with him.
I can't fault that logic.
You can,
As-
Has
just not trying.
No, I can't. I can't
Has
fault it.
Al brought up anything about the singing bowl? Has he got like a singing bowl with him?
No,
Or-
Al's just sort of standing there, a single tear rolling down his cheek
Oh.
as he watches the two waterbenders begin taking
He's
off
just
down the
waving.
stream. Yeah, just waving.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Oh, by the way, what are you doing here? Are you meant to be training?
Oh, no, that's over. Apparently I'm trained and I don't know, it was getting a bit boring.
Do you feel trained?
I mean, okay,
You fight gods?
can we see clouds from here?
As you look up, Al, you can indeed see quite a large number of streaked clouds across the horizon and over towards the far east, the front of the storm cloud, just starting to
Al
edge over the
tries to
coastline.
cloud bend those good clouds into the 7 of us, including Oki and Ahini.
So just to confirm, you're trying to bend clouds that are like kilometers away up in the sky, correct?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
You guys-
Previous training.
Like,
That's-
does not feel
That's how
fruitful.
all bad ideas.
You guys
seem.
watch as Al begins like concentrating and like moving his arms around, and then after a few minutes, a little cloud starts appearing above his head.
Okay, it just I just try to bend it into just a thumbs up.
this little cloud bends into a thumbs up until like a very light breeze just dissipates it aside.
And Al's panting and sweating.
Yeah, it's just sweat dripping that you've used to help create the cloud as well.
I'm not confident that means
So
that you
we're
are
not
fully
ready to fight
trained.
gods just yet.
Well, there was
That
no way
wasn't
like
to
a
like
rat.
train
in the
me.
training.
So,
Do you have like
there's no one
a near
here-
cert 2 in that one?
Yeah, I couldn't because to get a set 2, you need a set 3 to instruct you, and since there aren't any other cloud benders in the temple,
You can already get a cert 1. That
I was
makes
just
sense.
training myself.
Yeah.
But it's all right. So the plan is that the airbenders are going to make a wind, like an air tunnel, and move some clouds so that we can safely approach the spirit. And then I'm going to do some cloud bending shenanigans. And then someone's going to need to calm the spirit down.
Or not.
Yeah, I was going to say anyone but Mako needs to calm the spirit down.
Cool, we're all on the same page.
this
Love to see
spirit-
it.
Has anyone heard about the spirit granting wishes, perhaps?
Anyone but Mako and Ron.
Okay, so we're narrowing it down.
That really only leaves two
I'm not saying we
people.
gotta make
If-
a wish.
if-
just
if
wanna
your
make sure
math-
I don't
if
say
you're
I'll
checking
wish
your
for
math.
something.
Hey,
There's only two
can we
people
just,
left.
Can we get back to does Rung's? Can we just answer Rung's question real quick though? Just real quick.
I'm not aware that it grants wishes.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
the fox spirit did give me a
That's
gift,
okay.
so I didn't wish for it, but they gave me a gift, so
Oh.
I don't know. But the spirit itself just needs a calming presence, someone who can like make a bond with it.
Like a blood bond?
Blood pact?
Well, the spirit doesn't have blood, so it might be your blood.
Oh,
Oh no, we're
No,
already
that was
There's
the other
something
guy.
blood.
The other guy.
That was a whole
Spirit
misunderstanding last time. They don't actually need my blood. It's a whole thing.
I mean, maybe your blood just needs to be there.
Maybe that's what they meant.
So we just need to be
Yeah.
sure. We need to make sure whoever goes up there doesn't accidentally wish for anything. We don't know for certain it doesn't grant wishes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wrong
Just
is
be
true,
sure,
that is
don't
correct,
say it.
yeah.
I wish for a big coal mine. Make sure no one says that. 2, something about the blood. If it asks for blood, it's not
That's a
good.
no.
Anything else?
Well,
It's a no.
It's like an
Anything else to
element.
be
It's like a
careful of
spirit of
here?
the element. It's not like freaking what was it, Navu?
Yavu.
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 Why am I
Yeah,
helping
yeah.
you? I should
We need
leave
to
you to
know
suffer
why
and try
he's
and figure out.
become-
It's been a while. It's been a while, DM. Give us a few sessions to get some momentum with names.
All right.
Do we have a
Like,
hint
you
of
were
why
very
it's
smart.
Okay,
angry
son.
to be starting off with? Like, one thing I've got in my mind here is like, if you need to calm something down, you need to know what it's angry about. Do we know what it's angry about?
Yes.
Well, someone made a wish to a whale spirit that imbalanced the entire spirit and normal world. So
I
That's
don't think
partly it.
sending Mako
Kind of the whole plot.
is a good idea.
Yeah, I just want to be sure.
For those of us who might be joining us for the first time and haven't yet had a chance to catch up on all the previous episodes, the Spark Notes equivalent of what's happened. One of the characters made a wish to undo their past mistakes. A lovely vague wish that gave me free reign to interpret it however I wished. In this case, the intention of that wish was to bring back his father, change the past so that his father was no longer dead. That has now thrown the spirit and human worlds completely into chaos because the spirit world, it kind of exists a little bit out of time, and the human world obviously is bound by time. Time has now been rewound and rewritten, which has really thrown the world into complete chaos. With with Aang only being about 3 weeks old at this point, he's not going to be a lot of help as the new Avatar.
Pathetic.
Yeah, pathetic.
it won't be helped for another 100 years, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's a really long maturing process for Aang. So as a result, the people who made the wish, the guy who made the wish and the people who happened to be near him at the time feel a level of responsibility for this and are trying to make amends, which is how we got to where we are. So yeah, you know that the 4 elemental spirits, the 4 bending spirits, are rampaging and out of control because of this sudden disruption to the spirit world. Their inability to no longer connect with the spirit world. The feeling, the sensation of that change has thrown the world into chaos, and that is what has brought you guys here. Just as a quick spark notes to bring everyone up to speed.
Yeah, so that's probably what it's angry about. We'll need to calm it down by, I don't know. I mean, I calmed the foot spirit down by like
isn't he seer of the Northern Water Tribe? I did spend some time studying spirits, and I feel that if you would allow me to calm this spirit to prove that I'm more than just bloodbending, and I'm more than the actions of my past, that we could move on further from the incidents that may or may not have happened.
Sounds like lawyer speak.
I was thinking Aquila or Shurva anyway, so I mean that would make sense.
I was thinking like Shurva Aquila, because Aquila, he's a pretty smooth talking guy. I've just got to say here, and I think Shurva would be great because, well, they're all angry at Mako, and who's the angriest person at Mako? Just saying, Shurva, she's winning on that front there, so she could side with them, buddy up, like shoulder to shoulder for spirit, get them on our side. We all team up against Mako, but not kill him and take his blood. So I think both are good plans.
Are you
Rung?
winking, Mako?
Wrong? Is there something you want to tell me?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm trying to save your blood.
You get hurt all the time, so your blood's not safe in your body. So the best thing we do is take your blood out of your body, and then we can put it inside like a stone container, and then it's safer. Obviously.
Airtight smoke container. Yeah, like a sarcophagus. Like, exactly. Yeah.
You put yourself in stupid danger all the time, Mako. Your blood's not safe in you. We need to take your blood out, put it somewhere safer.
Yep.
I mean, I had the same kind of feelings as his guardian. Like, we could just wrap him up in rock, and he can never get hurt again.
No, I'm good.
A rock boy.
I like moving and breathing.
And offering
There'll be air holes.
the gods to the spirits.
We'll
mark
get
it. We'll
Aquila
mark
to
an
talk
offering.
to the bison. I prefer that over Shurva right now.
But if anything
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
wrong, she does have a big whip.
That's a very long whip.
What am
You
I
are
gonna-
correct.
Do with a big whip.
Whip it good.
Very big whip.
Whip it good.
Sorry.
It's not big.
We have discussed this. We did look it up, and actually it's a very average sized whip. Well, no, it's on the
Very
longer
average
end.
sized
It's on the longer end of an average whip.
5 meters, was it?
It wasn't 5. It was
Isn't
like 2.
Pretty sure it's like 6 kilometers, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was like it just kept
Extends.
going.
Yeah.
Like until you pull back.
On weekends, Jeremy Wade uses it to fish for river monsters in the hit docu-series River Monsters.
Actually, a bag of holding of the infinite rope.
If anyone knows what River Monsters is, instant inspiration for you in chat. Why not? Use Rung to earthbend carbonation stasis and hand solo this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can carbonite him. Yeah, but I use coal because carbonite's a bit of a less specific substance. I colonite people, and the best place to get the coal is up in the colon. So I do it's a deep freeze with inside and outside freezing with coal.
All right,
Sounds
Daddy,
just like
yeah,
me.
now you do
now
it.
it's. I just now imagine it's like me with like him and frozen and carbonite on top of like a what do you call it? I forget the name of the bison. Bison, yeah. Just go up there. It's like, but it's actually a Jabba the Hutt. It's like this big spirit thing.
Bring me the Mako sword.
Sorry, but having Owen actually do his impression of you and then having you speak immediately after just shows how good Owen is at impressions. It's really
Thank you.
scary.
Yeah.
Thank
He's
you
like,
very
a
much. Thank
he's like a liar bird.
I know. Wait, can you
Shh, they know my
do your
secret.
owl? Can you do your owl and then get Dave to speak?
No, Dave has to do it first so I can hear it again.
I can't remember what I say. Hey guys, how you guys going?
Hey guys, how you guys going?
It's pretty fucking close.
It's up there.
My name's
Anyway.
Al. I like to do stuff.
So I was chatting with Sister Tucker, and she's like, "Yeah, maybe we should like throw Rung off the edge of Mango, and like as an Earth bender, he could like become like a stalactite and like drop down from the sky. What do you guys think?"
That is actually Al's like in a
pretty
monologue
close.
talking to him right now.
I think my favorite
I
is
was
your
just
Mako
watching
though,
how
because you're like,
metal
I'm
that
just gonna go
was.
nap.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Let's
go. Like,
go
fuck off,
nap.
guys. Like, good luck.
So
Fine,
maybe
go on,
between Aquila and Shurva, we should just make it up when we're there.
Are all of us going up, like all 5 of us going up, or is
That's
it
the plan.
limited?
We're gonna
because-
3-strap as
Yep.
well.
Ooh, okay.
3
But
straps? We're
there's
gonna
5
use
of
more
us.
than one.
And that one time we didn't even use one. It was crazy.
I love these moments because it feels like I'm watching the show. It's exactly what Sokka would say. As Aang comes back, he's like, Aang, oh no, Sokka, we're only allowed to use 3 straps. 3 straps? We've never used more than 1! But we've never used more than 1. As he has his voice break. I don't do a good Sokka. I will practice my Sokka, I promise.
Yeah, you always practice your soccer.
Oh my god. That's pretty good. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll take that. I almost said I'll take that on the chin, but that's just inviting even more.
Look, I don't judge, alright?
Are we just not doing phrasing anymore?
Phrasing. Please, I hand back to you guys.
I have a meta question to ask you.
Hello.
Just about one of my moves.
Hello, son.
I've got Peacemaker.
Yeah.
It says plead with the fighter. Would
Yep.
that work against the spirit? Would
Yes.
Daddy allow that?
Don't call me daddy. Ugh.
I feel like it depends on what personality type the spirit is. So we would have to get up there and speak to it first and see.
I would
Is it like an ENFJ? Something like that?
I would argue that in the spirit of how that's written, it's kind of referring to anything that is acting aggressively, because it's called
Yeah.
Peacemaker. So anything that's acting aggressively, I would say that would apply to. So specifically, what is it? Can you read it out fully for us, Archie? Oh boy.
When you walk calmly into the middle of a fierce conflict.
It's going to be hard to walk on the clouds, but carry on.
No, I'm walking on
sunshine.
on
Just surf in on Mango.
on Mango. I'm
Okay.
walking on him.
Walking on
Huh.
Mango.
Fierce conflict and plead with the fighters to stop. Mark a fatigue to ensure that they care what you think and listen to you. On a miss, blah 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 blah.
No. That's important. What happens on a miss, Archie?
On a miss,
Yeah.
Everyone survives. And
No,
everyone has a
Archie,
good
I can see it. I've got it open in front of me. What happens on a miss? Nice
On a
try.
miss, the conflict burns far hotter than you had imagined, and you're now dead in the crosshairs of the angry fighters. Brace yourself.
Archie, absolutely you can use this feature to try and calm the bison. Sounds perfect.
Got it out. Got it out. No, got it out. Zip it.
I think my favorite
Let
phrase is
me-
"you're dead" in the crosshairs of
You're
the two
dead.
groups.
Yeah,
The
"You're dead"
pause.
scared me.
Yeah.
The "you're dead" scared me, and then I read more.
You're dead. That's an I have to say, Avatar Legends is normally quite a permissive system, the Avatar Legends RPG. But to have that, it's like, if you fail this move, you're dead. Like, you don't even die as your character. If you get knocked to 0 hit points or if you take too many conditions, you're just out of the fight. Like, but the fact that it's like a feature, it's like, you're dead. It's pretty brutal.
You're dead in the crosshairs, brother.
Maybe that'd be like the redirect lightning. If you muck up the redirect lightning, it's like you accidentally move the lightning across your heart into your aorta, through your ventricles, and you die.
Who the hell chose this move?
It's when you're just reading it, you read the top half, you're like, oh, it's all
Yeah, it
good.
sounds great.
I also have a move that could come in handy, and we can make the decision when we get up there. So I have Suspicious Mind, which is when you watch a person carefully to figure them out, roll with focus. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. On a 10 plus, hold 2. Spend your hold 1 for 1 to ask their player questions. While you observe or interact with them, they must answer honestly. And it can be things like, what are you truly feeling? What do you really want right now? What are you about to do? How can we make you fuck off to the spirit world? Like, they're all listed there.
It says that.
Especially the last one. Yeah.
I don't.
okay,
I'm
cool.
Definitely listed.
Sure, it does say that.
I thought
No,
it
but
just
she
lit-
just said.
Look,
she said it does.
those are just examples, you know.
I
Did they
assume
up- did they update.
Oh wait, is this? Oh, unlock moment of balance. That's something you have to get a growth advancement for. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Archie, I do want to add spirit calming to your moves because you, just as Oki was trained in the ways of calming spirits, you should also have that added as one of your special moves. So I'm just trying to add that to your moves right now.
Do I need to do something on my end?
Yes, so if you jump into your character sheet, you should be able to access...
Edit character.
Yes, brilliant. And then in the moves, you should be able to add custom moves. And you're looking for the one called Spirit Calming.
While he does
How
that,
do I add custom moves?
So it should just be the where it goes
Growth
to...
moves?
Yes, that sounds right. Yep.
Nothing says that the two of us can't work together to try to calm
No,
the
of course you
spirit,
can
right?
both work together.
Yeah,
of course
no,
you can.
of course.
Yeah. Okay, easy. So
Yeah.
between your calming of the spirit
Wow.
and my suspicious mind, we can ask questions and use those answers for you to help calm it.
Sounds good to me.
All in theory of us rolling well.
Speaking of rolling well, I would like to use my move. Here's the plan.
Yes, please. One of my
But
favorite moves.
it's been updated though, so you
has.
now take a -1 for each of your companions who isn't on board, which is interesting.
Yeah.
On a 10 plus, hold 2. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. You can spend your hold for a 1-for-1, which is, I assume, a +1. While the plane is being carried to overcome an invader obstacle, create advantage, or neutralize any danger. If your companions abandon you while the plane is underway, you must mark a condition. So that's a new one. On a miss,
Yeah,
hold
that'd be
1, but your
foolish.
plan goes awry when the encounter happens. A miss is less than a 7. That sucks. This is a hard roll. Can I roll now?
Yeah, of course you can. Is everyone on board with the plan?
I think.
Where do I find
It is
spirit
11?
calming?
We have a plan.
Um,
Has it got
I
a different name?
No, it's just called
I
Spirit
trust
Calming.
Detective Al.
I'll just pull it up and double check. Oh, have you got Show Homebrew Techniques clicked for the farting techniques?
Nah.
Make sure you do that.
Farting technique.
So this one was actually created. This one was created for us for the stream. Spirit Calming.
Now I gotta find that. Hang on.
We love our
that's pretty cool.
creators.
Yes, thank you very much. This was created specifically for us by the Beyond Legends team. Beyond Legend team, I should say. So
What's
yeah.
the command for that again?
Which one?
It's...
Oh, right. My moves have changed slightly.
Yes, so with
Yeah,
the
everything's
full release,
updated.
some of the moves have changed very, very slightly.
Ooh, okay.
I think it's Beyond Legend. Let me try.
That's
Yep, Beyond
that's
Legend.
that
that it?
changed a little bit.
Oh no, I'm trying to find the command that shares the website. That's all right. I can just paste it in chat. That's not a problem at all. That's super easy to do.
There you go. I got it. Beyond Legends. Check out the online tool we're using to run our campaign here.
There you go. Everyone can use that. It is awesome. How'd you go? Did you find it, Archie?
I can't find
That's
to
okay.
add homebrew.
Don't worry about it. We'll add it later. Not
Later.
a problem. I should be able to paste. I think I can even paste the link to you. Let me just see. Don't worry. We'll figure it out later. Not
Yeah.
a rush. So yeah, absolutely. Two of you can work together. Of course you can. Of course you can. You don't have to be doing one of this at a time. As
No,
you
we can
guys
double
are.
team.
Yeah, as you guys are talking through this and chatting and getting prepared, you see Sister Tucker begin heading back over towards you guys. As she steps up, you can see that she's actually traded away some of her robes for a much more form-fitting garb that is wrapped around and pinned in certain places so that the aerodynamics of her body are far more easily able to move through wind as the loose parts of her robe have been tied up and blocked around her. Oh no, what's happening?
No, that's alright. I was just imagining like a morph suit or something.
It's not a morph suit. It's more like the robe is being pinned in certain places so that it's no longer going to catch the wind like a giant parachute. She bows as she sees all of you there. Well, I trust that Al has spoken with each of you and you are ready for the task that is coming ahead. You have had the chance to prepare.
I mean,
Yep,
we're as prepared
already.
as we'll ever be. We slept last night, so
Well, I have here a gift for the one who is going to try and calm the spirit. And she pulls out from inside the sleeve of her robe a large metal bowl, probably about 20 centimeters in diameter, with symbols of swirling winds around the side. And
Big sleeves.
in the other hand, they're the loose robes of the air nomads. And in the other hand, she's holding what almost looks like a pestle from a mortar and pestle. This long, club-like instrument made of metal and brass. Again, these symbols of swirling winds and vortexes. This one's only about sort of 10, 15 centimeters long. And as she holds out the two items, she takes the pestle and begins spinning it around the inside of the metal bowl. This clear tone rings out across the land around you, this pure, clear tone. This slight sound vibration and fluctuation in between it as she moves around, but otherwise this very pure crystalline tone. Not very high-pitched, sort of in the mid to high range. And as you feel this sound wash across you, it brings a moment of peace with it as well, this feeling of calmness. And as she stops spinning around the bowl, the sound continues for quite a while afterwards before she finally cups her hand over the top of the bowl and the sound just falls silent. This is one of the singing bowls of Guru Lashar. There were said to be 4 created, one for each of the temples, but what has happened to the others we do not know. This is the last of Guru Lashar's relics. Please treat this with the utmost respect. And whoever is going to be playing it, I will need to make sure that you have the proper technique to maintain a consistent sound. Which one of you will be calming the spirit?
There's actually 2 of us.
That's fine. That's wonderful. Who will be playing the singing bowl, and who will be trying to talk to the spirits?
What does your calming spirit thing do?
What does it do?
I don't know. I
Sorry,
haven't
no,
read
you
it yet.
sucker.
I haven't read it yet.
You haven't read it. Maybe read it so we can see how it works.
I can't find it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'll put it in chat for you. Here you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Dad.
Yeah, stop calling it. I'll just chuck it in the. Do you want me to chuck it in Discord chat or Roll20 chat?
Oh, hang on. Is that a fighting technique?
It's a fighting technique. Have you been looking in the
I
wrong
was looking at
section
the
this
wrong
whole
thing.
time?
Yeah, don't mind me.
I said fighting technique, son.
I don't think he said fighting technique.
I definitely did at least twice.
Check the record.
Yeah, I made a joke about him saying farting technique.
Yeah, so
Well, that's why, because he said farting technique.
It's close enough.
Am I learned or practiced? Or
You
mastered?
are practiced. You're not mastered. You're practiced.
Okay.
You've only been the seer for like 2 years. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It takes years to master this.
I can
2.
attempt to push your luck roll. On a 10 plus, I succeed in calming the
Yes.
spirit with little effort.
Yep.
7 to 9, you calm the spirit. However, it takes some time. All who are making this attempt mark
1
1
fatigue.
fatigue.
Yeah, what was the pause there? Like, I really didn't want to say it out loud.
No, my brain didn't work, and I just it didn't make sense.
Fair enough. Well, there you go. There's the spirit calming.
So it's in a fighting technique.
I'm normally a
Should
very
I have
calm,
one?
very
I don't
chilled
think I
out
do.
individual, but look what these people turn me into.
So I wasn't listening. Can you read it again?
No, what you can do is you can suck on this pestle, and Brandon's camera has failed. Fucking, of course it has.
I'm changing
Your
the
internet might
battery.
be great, but someone's isn't.
No, it's every time. It's his battery, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's a cannon.
Someone might learn to.
Well, maybe you need a
charge
camera instead.
Sister Tucker holds out the singing bowl, looking between Aquila. Sister Tucker holds out the singing bowl, looking between Aquila and Shurva. Which one of you would like to take this then?
I think you take it, Shurva.
Okay.
She passes the bowl to you, Shurva. Would it be okay if you could have a go playing? I just want to make sure that you have the proper technique for producing the most crystalline and clear sound.
Of course. Do I have to roll for this?
Yeah, definitely. It would be.
It'd just be rolling with harmony, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. Anticipated my needs.
Because I have a +1 to that.
Ah, do you now? No.
20.
11!
11, absolute success. Shurva, you've actually played a similar instrument before. Not
I
the
find
same.
that so hard to believe.
No. So Shurva, you've played a similar instrument before, not quite the same. There is an instrument in the Fire Nation that's very hard to master called the Sungi horn. You never learnt that. That's way too hard to play. But
Sorry, can you smell that?
Smell
What?
that?
Can you spell that?
Sungi horn, I'm pretty sure it's
S-U-N-G-I.
Tsungi. Let me double check.
Okay, to
Oh,
start
yeah,
with,
found
I
it.
thought you were fucking around.
No, this is legit.
It's a thing.
No, it's legit. It's a legit instrument from Avatar the Last Airbender. It's the one that Iroh plays. Aside, it's my favorite sounding instrument ever, and I was devastated to learn that it wasn't a real instrument. It was a digital
That's
creation
right.
by Jeremy Zuckerman, who is the amazing composer for Avatar the Last Airbender, and I'm pretty sure
The
Legends
horn that
of Korra
goes
too.
around his neck.
Yes, yeah.
I remember it now.
But I mean, it's a custom instrument he created digitally. So I have been trying for ages to try and get as close as possible. The closest you can get with an actual real world instrument is probably the shamisen or the duduk. Probably the duduk's the closest. So I spent a while trying to find a duduk instrument plugin for my audio creation tool for Mixcraft. I finally managed to find one, and the intro music for Avatar uses the duduk as a celebration of the Tsungi horn. So all of the composed music that we have for Avatar Legends that I've composed, all of it uses a duduk with a few slight modifications to make it sound a bit more like a Tsungi horn, because I love the Tsungi horn so much. Just a quick aside, just a fun little side moment. But yeah, Shurva, you never learned to play that. It's fucking complicated to play. So instead, you learnt to play a bowed instrument. It's essentially like 2 plates of metal that are slightly bent and dinted in certain places. And when you bang them with your hand, they vibrate and create a sound. It's very similar to what we have in our world called a hang drum, but this is a very sort of like Eastern-inspired version of the hang drum. And so you've probably learned to play this before, and it's all about keeping that vibration and that very light touch and consistent sound playing off the... Yeah, you Googling hang drum?
Yes, absolutely.
They look like UFOs. They're crazy, right?
Yeah, because when you were describing it, I was thinking like cymbals.
No, two sheets of metal dinted in. Yeah, it makes like a melodic noise when you bang it. And if you get the sound just right, you can get this really cool, very pure reverberation sound that echoes through. It's beautiful. One of my friends plays the hang drum, and I would very much like to buy one. They're just very expensive.
There was always a dude in front of the casino playing that. It's like making like Jamaican music on it.
Yeah. It's very similar to a steel pan. It's like so if you want to imagine a hang drum, it's like two steel pans welded together, but the bent-in sections are now bent out, so it's now convex instead of concave. They're really cool. I thoroughly recommend checking out hang drums after this. They're awesome.
Shrupi in the chat is like, damn, Shurva
knows how to play the spoons. I'm changing it. Shurva never played this instrument. Shurva played the spoons. It's canon now. That's canon.
I was just picturing she was really good at like just like putting a finger around a wine glass. So
I'm just really good at stirring the fucking pot. Hey.
Oh, I think Aang also played the Sungi horn in the Fire Nation school, didn't he? That was the one he played too. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Miss Snuggles in chat, you are correct. That's also the one that Aang plays. Yeah, Iroh and Aang both play it. Good Avatar trivia right there. So Shurva, you've never played anything like complicated, but this is just like you've used a mortar and pestle before, so it's just in your mind you're like, this is an instrument, it's just a mortar and pestle, but there's no spices to grind. But like you carry on anyway, and as you move it around and keep that slow movement that you saw Sister Tucker use, it only takes a few seconds before suddenly this tone rings out once again. The vibrations and fluctuations in the pitch are a little bit more obvious than they were with Sister Tucker, but you do a remarkably good job considering this is the first time you've ever played this instrument. And as that tone washes out, all of you feel that sense of calming. Sister Tucker's eyes grow a little bit wide as she sees you do this. Oh, I am genuinely impressed, young lady. That was masterfully done. Have you used a singing bowl before?
Not quite.
No, I just play the spoons, mate.
I can handbowl.
I have played instruments before, so I understand pitch and tone a little bit. It's basically just like throwing some spices into a mortar and pestle and cooking up a meal.
She sort of cocks her head as she considers that. Not a bad analogy for the general basic motion, and you controlled the speed and consistency of your movements remarkably well. It would make sense, I guess you are a warrior from the looks of things. I imagine that you've spent a lot of time practicing very specific movements in drills and practices and with katas, so perhaps this is a perfect instrument for one such as yourself. If you would like, I can see if I can find one of these for you to take with you for your journey. Obviously not this bowl, this is a relic of the air nomads and will have to stay, but we have many singing bowls here. We can gift you one to take with you for your journey afterwards. It would be a shame if you were not to play anymore. You have a real gift and ear for this instrument.
Do you have any that, instead of creating a calming sound, create like a sound that just makes you feel really anxious and uncomfortable? That would be good in battle.
I'm not sure if we have ones that are specifically pitched for, but I mean, obviously there are notes that are a bit more unpleasant to hear. Obviously the minor notes can be a bit more harsher on the ears than a flat note. I could speak to one of our instrument makers. Perhaps they could create a bowl for you that is pitched a bit flat, and perhaps you could use that to unnerve people.
Exactly, that's all I want.
Maybe
not to use it on Mako, but to use it in battle.
Maybe if we made one out of slate and had you just run maybe like some sort of like keratin based, like maybe like a claw from a bear duck.
Nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, perhaps something like that. You could just spin it around the inside, go as it makes around the outside.
I still want it to sound beautiful. Otherwise, there's no point.
Oh, yes. In that case, I will speak to
Otherwise,
the
I would just
makers.
take a chalk slate and my nails.
Can you imagine like running into battle against the Dai Li and you're just there going, and then the Dai Li just like this stone fist just punches you out instantly because it's just.
I just have like a washboard around my like neck, and I'm just like.
With the spoons.
Washboard and playing this. I was originally in my head thinking when you said you want something cause anxiety, I'm like, oh, she wants to be like the guitar guy from like Mad Max, like just going out like playing like flames and stuff like that. But no, it's like
Mako, if you don't take that as your next firebending fighting move.
Okay, I don't have one.
We'll
You
see
know how
that.
like there's marching bands? Imagine like those going into battle with the dun dun dun. That's just a chick with the washboard around your
And
neck.
some spoons.
Spoons.
You know, when I was a young boy,
Terrifying.
I went to go see a marching band.
I'm seeing them next week. I'm seeing them next week. Yeah, I'm seeing them next week, baby. See them next week.
A young boy.
My father took me into the city to see a marching band. No, obviously we're not going to quote My Chemical Romance all night. Yeah, so Sister Taco is obviously very impressed with your ability to play this singing bowl, Shurva. Very impressed indeed. I'm very pleased that you are together. That the two of you are going to be working together to help appease the spirits. Shurva, I think you might be the right person to help try and appease the spirits. I'm sure, Aquila, you will do a very good job, but
fixing a lot of my problems.
Do you have a lot of
I'm very good at
problems?
calming people down when they're trying to beat Mako to a pulp. So
Yeah, it's a common thing.
that's kind of my job.
Yeah.
Well, I trust that you will not need physical force in this incoming encounter. Perhaps more a
Let's
chance
hope
to.
not.
Yes, indeed.
Let's not make this do you remember the last time we ran into a spirit and you decided to just throw fire at it and start a whole
Look,
battle?
it was gonna kill me.
It wasn't.
It was
Let's
very
not do that
aggressive.
this time, okay?
Just seen someone in chat has the username Mr. Pizza Mozzarella, and if that's not the greatest like chat name I've ever seen, I don't know what is.
I'm hungry. I'm so hungry.
So hungry for pizza mozzarella. I made a very good fried rice tonight, but I'm just
It's
now
a bag
regretting
of
it.
shredded
Like
cheese.
I don't want to go eat that now that I know Mr. Pizza Mozzarella is
Yeah.
is that what
That
you're
should
gonna
be
call?
franchised.
Is that like what you call the cook of the air nomads? You know how the archivist was Mr. Library. Is the cook Mr. Pizza Mozzarella?
Pizza mozzarella?
Only if he
Yeah,
makes
no.
pizza.
Only if he makes
It's-
pizza.
it's-
yeah.
Nah, it's like a
It's the new
vegetarian
Mr. Beast
flatbread.
Ghost Kitchen.
Cabbage
Yeah,
Man.
we just put it on our
Mr.
letters
Beast
leaf.
Ghost Kitchen now. Mr. Pizza Mozzarella is where it's going right.
Do you know what
now.
though?
It's a ghost kitchen.
Sky Bison mozzarella would probably be pretty fucking delicious. Like buffalo mozzarella is really good. I reckon Sky Bison mozzarella is pretty damn good too. It'd be really light, right? Really, really light and melty cheese.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, if
How
you
do you
want some of
think-
that, Mr. Milker, he's the guy who
So who?
who gets
Mr.
Mr.
Milker.
Mr. Milk Bar. The
he's the guy who
Swedish
milks the
guy.
bisons.
How do you think buffalo cheese is made?
from buffalo milk.
I'm pleased I put the explicit tag on these episodes for iTunes. 'Cause fuck me.
What? Am I wrong?
Who's milking Mango?
Mango's a boy. No. Mango's
Mango's
a
a
female.
girl.
Mango's a female. I know, I was kidding. I was
I
kidding. I
guess
was
you
kidding.
call it mango
It's
milk.
weird. She's only got this one teat though.
What? Go back.
And no matter how much I yank it, like only a little bit.
You've got to
above
yank
the
it a
very
lot
end.
to get stuff out.
Okay, I'm putting a pin in that. That's enough.
Okay.
All right.
Pinned.
Up in the sky.
Sister Tucker clears her throat. Well, the air nomads are ready. We are all assembled. If you could please go get Mango tacked up and ready to go, we will take off to the sky. And all 3 buckles, remember?
3 straps. Gotcha. Shurva, also, can you keep the relic away from Rung? He means well, but sometimes he's a bit rough, and that's a really important relic to us air nomads. So
And considering it's made out of precious metal, I do feel like he is going to try to do something to it. So yes, I will.
Yeah, but it's not made out of coal, so.
coal was used to heat the fire. That's right. I'm gonna go help Mango. I'll go strap her up. I'll see you guys there. I'll just runs off.
Sister Tucker kind of like pauses very awkwardly as R leaves and then turns back towards the rest of you and then like looks back at Arl's retreating form, and then kind of looks back at you guys, and goes, how has your journey been so far?
You can just leave it. It's okay.
Okay, I'm going to get ready now.
Yeah.
I'll see
Won't
you
be
on the
offended.
bison.
Before you go, I was wondering about, do you guys have any mango tarts or any sort of tarts at all, perhaps?
I will go and see
case.
if I can source
Only
some
at night
tarts.
time.
I will see if I can source some
grab, like,
tarts. I'm going to ignore that
3 or 4
incredibly crass comments from your fuckwit of a friend over there.
Bloodbender, wasn't it?
She doesn't say that, obviously.
waterbender.
I will go and see if I can source some more mango tarts. I understand they are your favorites. I have to warn you, though, they are most people's favorites here. We normally don't have many mango tarts. I remember that last time we had one of the contingencies from the Northern Air Temple come through, they ate through a fair few of our tarts.
What sort of what do you have, like 4 different types of tarts at all? Perhaps like 4 different types.
There are a number of different tarts that we make here. Mango, berry, lemon. There are also banana, pineapple. We have a few savory tarts as well, more of like an egg custard with a bit of a spiced sort of cinnamon coating.
I'll go egg. I'll go mango if you have it. If you don't have the mango, I'll go for a berry tart. And then let's go for something a little different. Let's go pineapple. Pineapple's nice and fresh right now. We want to make
You
sure
need
that
a
we
food order.
catch a nice little.
I will
Is this for
send
when we
one.
get back? or
A
before we
charcuterie
go?
board of tarts, if you can. It'd be lovely for where we're going here.
I will
Just in
Give a
case.
butter board.
I know that it's like tarts.
I'll send a runner to the kitchens and see what they can get down to mango for you before you take off. How does that sound?
Keep in mind, something
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. This
is also, like,
somehow
a
got
very
into
fine
the
person,
garden and ate all the fruit tree.
I can ask
What?
someone else.
What was this? What happened? When did this occur?
Well, he's bringing
Nothing
rank in here. He believes that like I need to talk to like a subordinate of yours before I can talk to you, because it's one of those like Maslow's hierarchy things of needs and their needs and suiting into like social hierarchies and whatnot, and that I shouldn't bring my needs up to you.
Is that
It's a weird
how
thing.
things work in the Earth Kingdom? That sounds very confusing.
No, not for me. He said it. That was Marco.
Is that how things work in the Fire Nation?
thing.
That
Yeah.
sounds
You have to-
very confusing.
Yeah, you have to
It
like,
is.
stick to the right
Yeah.
person. You can't go
Diplomacy.
You can't go too high.
But we are
Democracy?
all people. Why not just talk to your people?
Because
This
some
seems.
people... I don't want to go into this conversation because this is just a rabbit hole, and I know both my side's very wrong, but it's okay.
I will go and let
It
Irana
has
know
its needs.
that you would like some tarts, and I will get the rest of the air nomads ready.
As she says that, Al comes back. He's on mango.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I used 4 straps, and I dropped by the kitchen to pick up some tarts on the way
4?
back.
Is that legal?
I didn't know we
What
could
sort of
even
tarts
get
did you
4
get?
straps.
Man, you guys are taking ages just hanging here.
Where does the 4th strap even go?
It's just hanging uselessly off the side of the saddle.
He's one of the straps
It's
right.
tied
you
around
restrap it.
Mango's
we
head.
probably will need to take that strap off in the wind. That will just bruise Mango's side as the strap flies around in the wind uselessly.
Oh, can someone hold these mango tarts while I put the strap back on? I'll take it off.
I can.
I'm going to assume, in the
kick out
interests
2
of
plates and-
expediency, you climb on the back of Mango. There are
Yep.
some tarts. Al has only grabbed mango tarts because that's Al's favorite,
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Yep.
Yeah?
Al loves mango.
And it's in the spirit of riding mango as well, so it's like a mango party.
You can also see around Mango's lips, there's a little bit of like cream still there, and you can see an empty pie container up on top of the bison where Al was. He's got 4 tarts, but it looks like he might have originally grabbed 5. Sister Tucker notices this, looks at Mango, looks at Al, and then goes, "Mango will need her strength for this. I approve." That was
Yeah, I had to
kind.
refuel her on the way back.
That was kind. Well, if you could take to the skies, I will meet you in the air with the rest of the air nomads shortly.
Cool.
Be ready to fly fast.
Everyone, on the back of Mango there's a rope. Make sure to tie it to yourself because... Yeah, because...
Okay, cool.
You can
Thank
imagine.
you.
Just because.
Around the thing, like, oh, I've got this.
So these mango tarts are our last meal, huh?
Around the shoulders, around the waist. H harness is what we're going for here, guys.
So,
H harness
Rung-
is safe.
The ropes
Oh, geez,
aren't that
it's
long, and so as you do that, wrap it around your shoulders, waist, and back, you're now like stuck almost. You've only got like maybe 30 centimeters of rope left to move around the bison.
I'm now
Yeah.
pinned basically to the bison.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
just like shuffle, and I'm just looking at Arl, just like.
No, that works.
Yeah, this
Probably
is
for the
helpful.
best.
Yeah, there's no earth to bend
Where's-
up here
where's the
anyway,
rope?
so it is probably for the best.
Why are we bringing him up here? This feels very dangerous for him.
This is like tooth floss.
Comic
I think
relief.
he's just lonely.
This is
that's
not
very
safe. We can't just tie this around our waist.
I said comic relief. That'd be funny.
Comic relief. We're about to enter a very
Emotional
tense
support.
situation. My jokes and coal-related puns will keep you warm, just like coal does. Get it? As you take off, as Mango lets out this low grumble, and you call out,
Yip.
"Yay!" As you call out, "Yip yip." Mango takes off. Not too far behind you, 4 other sky bison quickly emerge from other sections of the temple. You can see there are at least 3 to 4 air nomads on the back of each bison, all full airbending masters, judging by their full tattoos, the full arrow tattoos. Sister Taka is flying on a bison all by herself, however. You can see that she has actually got a harness around her waist that is strapped onto the back of the saddle, and she seems to be bending quite a lot of wind around her bison. Everyone get into position around me. I'm going to give us a tailwind so that we can move quite quickly. Please, hurry. As quickly as possible.
I see him in the position.
Oh, the harness.
Excuse Mango.
Hanging on.
As you all pull into position just behind her, she unleashes this force of wind, and the bison all begin taking off at a great speed. The other air nomads, at least one master on each of the bison, continues to help support this large gust of wind propelling you through the skies much quicker than the sky bison can normally travel. Last time it took you about 2 hours, 3 hours to fly to the storm. With the speed now granted by the air nomad masters, the airbending masters, you get there in just under 30 minutes.
Zoom
The storm cloud... What was that, sorry?
in. Zoom in.
Zoom in.
Is Monkiatsu one of the masters on one of the other bisons?
No,
Can I talk him?
Monkiatsu's not at this temple, remember? He's at the Northern Air Temple.
Yeah, he didn't come with us.
He didn't come with you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, he said you smell.
He did not say that.
yes. No, that is true. I got lost.
No, all good.
I was now focused and back here now.
Okay. You probably hear in your mind, like, the teachings of Monkiatsu. When throwing pies, always aim for the head. And then you're like, well, that's not very helpful right now.
I'll remember the second one that he told him. It's when you throw the first pie, you can throw a second pie behind it, and it's hidden.
Yeah.
And it's in a slipstream.
That's exactly right. And you are in a slipstream right now behind Sister Taka and her sky bison. The storm clouds in front of you stretch almost to cover the whole eastern horizon from your perspective. This large stretch of dark cloud reaching out in front, and then over the top, far away, rising almost like a pillar high up into the sky, this column of swirling vortex, lightning flashing constantly, illuminating these swirls and eddies and currents in the wind and cloud. The vortex spins faster and faster even as you approach, and you can see it growing even larger. Not just because you're getting closer, but as it reaches the edge of the land and crosses out from over the sea, you can feel the wind picking up around you. The air nomad masters work hard to keep the bison steady, and for a while they're successful. But before too long, their efforts begin to wane as they tire, and the wind begins to buffet the side of Mango. I'm going to need you to roll me a skills and training check, please, to maintain Mango's her trajectory and her travel.
Yep.
As you attempt to
Also,
maintain control.
that's a 10. Don't forget the 2+1s as well. I still have in our back pocket.
Yes.
There's a 10.
10, absolute success. Even though you and Mango haven't been together for too long, you do already feel a close bond building between you, and your years of training with other bison have kind of given you a bit of an experience and a knowledge, because all bison are a little bit different in how to fly. And because you've had that experience flying with lots of bison up until this point, because there wasn't enough bison for you to have yours as a young child, you've kind of gotten used to a lot of the quirks of lots of different bison. And that's actually playing to your favor today. Knowing how Mango's reacting reminds you of the fear a number of the more scared bison have experienced in the past. And you're able to compensate, keeping Mango on track and calming her when she needs it. One of the other bison, however, isn't so lucky. You see a number of the air nomads struggling to control one of the bison on the far end, and before too long it begins to fall behind, leaving you with just the 3 other bison and Sister Tucker. Mako just salutes as they disappear off into the distance.
Bye, Felicia.
As you get closer and closer to the anvil-shaped column of cloud rising up from the darkness below, the winds get heavier and heavier. The ropes and spare tassels on the saddle begin whipping around quickly. Not so much for Rung, who is basically like straitjacketed into the saddle with the amount of rope that he's applied, but the rest of you can feel the force on the rope. And for those of you who have quite loose clothing, the wind tears at the edges, threatening to pull hoods over your head, try and rip items from your fingers, and generally push your clothes around and buffet you. But you hunker down, holding tight to the saddle, trusting in the ropes to keep you safe as you approach the edge of the storm cloud. The rest of the air-bending masters immediately begin punching through the storm cloud using this massive column of wind, this blast of wind. Sister Tucker flying around, giving orders and maintaining the cohesion of the group. After only a few seconds, you can see a brief flash of light as lightning cuts through the middle of the wind tunnel, revealing the tunnel is actually complete through into the center of the storm. Ooh. Sister Tucker cries out to the lot of you. You need to go now, quickly. I'll maintain trajectory right through the center of the clouds and make sure that you are cloud bending the whole way through. Keep the lightning away from you and your friends.
No problem, Sister Tucker. Take care.
We will be safe, the lot of you.
See you on the other side.
Bye.
The pie tins.
The pie tins are gone.
Are they?
Any pies that are uneaten
Okay,
have been as the wind has caught them and ripped them off the. Yeah.
Just thought of metal pie tins for some reason, then got worried.
They're gone. No, they're gone. Don't worry. It's more of like a foil anyway, but they're long gone. As you begin,
we could have flung them out. It deflected it anyway. Sorry.
I reckon let's do this one. This one's a bit more intense.
I was glad that he asked for less cream.
It was our final meal, guys.
Yeah.
Mango tarts.
As you begin heading into the storm clouds, I'm going to need you to make me a check to maintain your cloud bending around Mango. The rest of you, I'm going to need you to roll me push your luck as you try and maintain a tight hold and avoid being buffeted by the wind, the rain, and the lightning flashing around you.
Another skills and training?
Yours is going to be either skills and training or push your luck, your choice.
I'm sorry.
Alrighty, so
11.
We've got a 12 absolute success from Aquila. We've got a 4 from Mako. We've got a 5 from Shurva. We've got an 11 from Al, which is an absolute success. We're just waiting on Rung before I reveal how horribly some of you have just died.
They updated the app again.
You just have to click
Fire Nation,
push your luck, buddy.
Stick together.
Why can't I see Rung anymore?
Together, die together,
We
baby.
burn together, baby.
What did Shurva
We're
get?
not used to being up
5.
in the wind.
No, we're not.
Oh, so plus one wouldn't
It's
help him. will it?
cold. No, that's not gonna help.
No.
Okay.
I got
in the
snake
UI,
eyes.
if you go to edit, it removes that element. Okay,
Yes, so you can't be in edit. You need to click on it when you're not in edit.
Snake
Yeah.
eyes.
You can just roll with passion.
Yeah.
12 and 11 is pretty
There we go.
strong.
Boom.
Can I carry
Yeah,
the group?
full successes. Still can't
did that
see
go
yours.
through?
Sorry, Rung. How good is this music, though? This is
there
like
we go.
very, very Avatar the Last Airbender. 5, that is a miss. Okay, here's what happens. As the wind buffets you, the rain, this cold wall of water smashes into you. Even with the wind tunnel puncturing a hole through the cloud, the rain is heavy enough to pass through. All of you are hit by this wall of freezing cold water that chills you deep to your core. Less of a problem for Aquila, who has dealt with icy cold water living up in the north before. In fact, Aquila, this doesn't really do much to you at all. Your waterbending, your instincts with waterbending are so finely tuned that you almost have a water shield ready to go the second before the water hits you. And so the rain really doesn't do too much to you. But for Rung, Shurva, and Mako, this wall of cold water chills you. And you find yourselves freezing cold, slippery, and really struggling to stand and maintain a tight grip on the side of the saddle as the surface of the saddle suddenly becomes slick with water. Arl, with an absolute success, a 10, you're cloud bending.
11.
Oh, 11, sorry. Oh, yeah, 11, yeah. Even so absolute success. You're cloud bending. You swear for a brief moment, the flash of lightning, it looked like it was going to hit you. But with your movements, with the clouds being buffeted around you and turning and moving them, you think you might have just redirected a lightning blast heading for the lot of you. The rain as well, even though it does bite into you, it's a lot less intense. The area around you as you cloud bend almost calmer than that your friends are experiencing. So while you feel a little bit of the cold, it doesn't incapacitate you or inconvenience you really at all. Moving through the cloud, the wind buffets harder and harder, and soon Mako, Shurva, and Rung all find themselves struggling to hold on as the wind picks you up and slams you down against the saddle. Each of you need to take 1 fatigue. Just the 3 of you.
I got plenty of that. That's fine.
I am
What's in the chat? I think Brandon blocked me in here. I can't see him or hear him. Brandon, did you block Archie?
He's just gone.
What? Oh, that's who sent it. I can't see who sent it.
It just says someone.
What?
I can see Brandon. Brandon, just rejoin. Just jump out and rejoin.
He hates me.
Oh, actually, maybe it should be Archie who jumps out and rejoins.
Me?
Maybe they both should just quit and rejoin super quick.
Maybe everyone just quit.
Don't leave me alone.
I'll be here.
So guys, ready to die?
So you guys watch as Aquila and Rung, the ropes holding them to the saddle snap, and they just vanish into the dark clouds, only to slam back onto the saddle a second later as Aquila's and Rung too. Aquila and Rung both slam back into the saddle, arriving back just a few seconds later. Can you guys see each other now?
I see him.
Yay!
Oh, shit.
Here's the entire.
I thought you just left.
I was just like, is no one gonna say anything that she's not here? Like,
I was so confused, and then like you were talking about pies, but I could only hear Owen's side, and I'm like, he's like, no, the pies are gone, and then like silence, and then he's like, no, they're gone, and I'm like, who?
What? as Owen's talking to the spirits again, guys.
This fight without her here, like she's kind of important. Like, what's going on?
Oh, so you couldn't see Bree?
No, I couldn't see her at all. Couldn't hear her. At all.
For fuck's sake! All right, well, please, that's sorted out.
Like,
I've just seen.
Anyway, it's fixed now.
I've just seen Bree's comment. Surely he won't kill 3 of us. Yeah.
He won't. The spirits will.
Yeah, you're right. He won't. He'll kill all 5 of us.
I'm not in the game. I'm not there. I'm just here narrating. What happens, guys. I've got no control over it. I have all the control. As you guys take off 1 fatigue, as you slam back into the saddle roughly, you begin spinning Mango around trying to get back into the storm. From where you are, you can't really see where to go anymore. The occasional flashes of lightning reveal just a tempest of storm clouds around you. What do you do? Everyone can jump in here, not just specifically Arl.
Okay, cool.
Anyone can jump in.
Have a look at my moves.
So sorry. You said the tempest of clouds are around me, and I just lost my bearings.
Yeah. At the moment, you don't really like the channel of air that they'd created to help you get through. Didn't get you all the way into the eye of the storm, and at this point, your cloud bending is the only thing keeping Mango from being swept in this storm and tossed around in the tempest.
Can I assess the situation?
Yeah, of course you can.
Can I also assess the situation?
Of course you can.
Success with consequences.
Great. What's your question? You get to ask one question, and then I answer with consequences.
What is my best way out, in/through?
What is your best way out?
Yeah, or like through.
if I was a dick, I'd say just jump over the side and you'll get through the bottom of the storm clouds and no problems
What's
at all.
my best way through?
Best way through? The clouds are going to be spinning in a direction, right? Around in a circular motion. You know that the vortex is going to always be spinning in a certain direction. If you can figure out which direction the clouds are spinning and the direction they were spinning when you entered, all you need to do is put that direction on the same side as it was when you entered and continue forwards.
Alright, so just chuck it in the GPS.
So you just need to tilt yourself until the wind is not running into your face, until it's running into either your left or right side, the same as it was when you first entered. So if the storm was spinning in a clockwise direction, you want to put the storm cloud in a clockwise direction. You want to put the storm on your right hand side, so the wind is buffeting the right hand side of Mango.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, we do that and then we get out.
You'll go forwards. Yeah, you'll go into the eye of the storm.
Yeah, no, that's what we do now. We do that.
How do you do that, Aquila? How do you facilitate that? Do you bloodbend Aal to make him move Mango?
I let him know that. I ask if he remembers which way the direction of the storm was going when we
anti-clockwise. Aal, you do remember? You literally just saw it coming in. So yeah, anti-clockwise.
So we want the storm on our left side.
Our left, yeah. I'm pushing our left. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with a bit of the cloud bending. Do you wanna grab the rails, Archie? I mean,
the
Aquila?
rails.
Who the fuck's Archie?
Who that?
Yeah, because of the wind, all you hear is and that's all you hear come through the clouds, through the wind that's buffeting you.
Points at the reins while he's like bending the
Let's
clouds.
do it, baby.
Oh no. Oh no.
Marco.
Yep.
Could you please roll me? I'd like you to roll me a random dice. So I guess that's going to be just... Do you have any +0 stats?
Yep, rolling it.
Thank you.
Yeah, baby!
What is it? Let's see it come through. I'm ready. Come on. You just yell it out. I trust you.
10.
10. Okay. In this case, that's not necessarily good because it's not working on success or fails. This is just on a scale of 1 to 12, and I need to know what happens. So, with this sudden crack,
We get through 10 times.
a spear of lightning slams down underneath Mango, narrowly avoiding her flank by meters. As the lightning illuminates the area around you, you see this dark shape high above you in the middle of the storm. This massive behemoth, illuminated by this sudden crash of lightning, just for a second, and then as the lightning fades, the imprint on your eyes disappears, but you know that it's just a little bit further forward and just a little bit further up.
Yep.
Mango takes off faster, trying to push through, terrified of the lightning around her and of that recent near miss with the bolt of lightning. With a sudden push, she surges through the clouds and the wind around you drops. Not gone, but calm. High above, you can even see sunlight filtering through, and far below you, the ocean. This single scrap of light shining through as you are now in the eye of the storm. You can just see the storm has almost hit the coastline. And emerging from the dark clouds, you see this single, almost like a fin, break through a section of cloud above you. Easily 2 or 3 meters wide before disappearing back into the clouds again.
I bloodbend it.
You bloodbend it?
No,
How do you...
I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
joking.
Okay.
Flying
All right.
shark.
Quick, someone throw some blood in it.
I assume that's the spirit.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Did you
I was
just say
gonna ask what
it went
shape it
back
was.
into
We
It
just see like a
disappears
fin.
back into the clouds, yeah.
When it
the
got lit
clouds or into
above
the
us.
storm?
Back into the tempest, back into the swirling vortex around you, the storm clouds around you that are spinning.
Shurva, I think you're up.
Like below us, like right
Ocean,
above it,
far
like
below. You can
clouds
see it's almost like this.
Just
Oops, I didn't mean to punch my microphone. It's almost like this cylinder of clear air in the middle of the storm, the eye of the storm, and you can see
Like
the
a
ocean
Sharknado?
far below you. After a few more seconds,
Yeah, like a
you see another fin break through the clouds, and another, and another, and emerging, pushing their way out from inside the clouds. You see 3 enormous sky sharks. Large hammerhead
sharks. But rather than fins, they have these long trailing, almost like ribbon-like wisps coming off the back of them. And their tails, not vertical, but horizontal, almost like a whale or a dolphin's, again with these long wisps riding off them. And around them, you can see that they're very dark grey storm cloud-esque hides. This dark grey underneath, bleeding to this white on top, as they have a counter shading to help protect themselves and ambush creatures that are looking down from above and below. Yeah. You see these 3 storm sharks, these 3 cloud sharks emerge from inside the Tempest.
If these words are terrifying, this would be awesome.
Mango lets out a cry of alarm. Al, I'm going to need you to roll me another skills and training to keep Mango under control. The rest of you, I'm throwing us all into a combat initiative.
How to fight sky shark.
Good luck,
That is
because
a 13.
I'm pretty sure I've just invented these creatures and you are not going
I'm
to find
pretty sure your whip will get them.
them.
Yeah. Wait, what can Rung do?
And I was wondering with my assessor situation I was wanting to do before.
Yes.
I was looking to see who or what here is most vulnerable to me.
Who or what here is
fail
most
it when I said
vulnerable
before,
to you? What was your
Me.
role for your assessor situation?
It's one of my moves. I think it was like a 3 or a 5 or something like that.
3.
But
yeah.
one of my moves is punch where it matters. And
Yep.
when you assess the situation, you can always ask who or what is most vulnerable to me, and remember to take a +1 ongoing to act in accordance with the answer.
Who is most vulnerable to you?
Himself is, yeah.
Probably you're the most vulnerable to you at the moment. Like, in all honesty.
This move sucks.
No, I'd say that at this point, like you're up in the sky. You don't really have any rocks with you. However, Rung, in the interests of being a really nice DM,
+1 to save myself.
if you wanted to have packed in a backpack some rocks, I will allow it.
I thought it was just a given that I always have a couple of rocks. I'm joking.
Yeah, he's always got rocks on him.
I will accept that olive branch. Thank you. For the
Because
olive
you've been
branch.
up in the air twice now without any kind of ammunition. I was hoping you'd learned from the last time, but you clearly hadn't. So I'm going to be a nice, benevolent DM and say that one of Mango's ballast bags, the sand ballast bags, or the bags of goods that you carry with you, is just full of rocks that you can just earthbend out at high speed if you need to.
I often forget that I should just hold rocks to my arm or something like that, like arm braces.
Or
Stuff
like the
that,
Dai
like
Li,
the
and
Dai
just
Li,
have
like-
the stone hands like the Dai Li do. Like, you've literally seen the Dai Li
I'm
do
just like,
this.
what? I don't know, I'm just like, why didn't I do this all the time? I'm just like, oh, I don't want to carry rocks with me. Rocks or brains. Just in character.
So, I'm going to get all of you, if you haven't rolled, if you haven't, not rolled initiative, if you haven't got your initiative open and you haven't got your, maneuvers and everything ready, let me know.
Yeah, someone didn't
'cause-
do that.
Okay, that's fine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through and organize each person as they come in. So I'm going to do all the Sky Sharks will go together on the same initiative order. So they're all going to do the same thing. And I'm not going to
Don't
treat
worry,
them as a
guys.
separate.
I just looked up the plot synopsis for Sharknado to see how they beat.
Chainsaws.
It was a chainsaw and a
How-
bomb attached to
Yeah.
a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be a bit tricky on account of this being well before Varric has
Okay,
arrived,
but-
and therefore there's no cars yet.
No, but we
But
have a sky bison.
We have a sky bison, fire, and I can make blades out of ice, which is basically like a chainsaw.
Basically.
We got this.
Sure.
We're not exploiting Mako, guys.
Everyone pick a combat approach. Everyone lock in a combat approach.
Yes,
Lock
Dad.
it in. And we're going to
Yeah.
We're going to resolve combat as we go through.
Oh, again?
What do you mean again? You haven't
I
locked in
did
a
it
combat
before
approach
and
yet.
then it made me lock it back in again.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, so if you lock it in too early,
I'm always
I locked
too
it in.
early.
Yep, I'm about to do it.
Lock in.
premature locking
Okay.
in.
Did it work? I don't know how this works.
So once
Just
it's locked
the
in,
first
then
time,
Owen
eh?
resolves it
Yeah.
and it like brings them all onto his screen. So, but it only has a short
I'm
timer.
just waiting on Arl to lock in a combat approach.
Yep.
Oh,
Sorry, I was reading.
Everyone has to re-lock in now.
You know how I feel about literacy, Dave.
You're such an
I'm a huge fan.
airbender.
All right, resolve.
Hey, I'm driving the car, guys. I have to choose right.
Okay, so first up in the combat exchange, Al and Shurva, who are both doing defend and maneuver. The rest of you are all doing advance and attack. Al, we're going to do you first. Would you like to roll me your defend and maneuver to see which moves you get to do?
Okay, cool. Roll of focus.
So defend and maneuver, yeah, exactly. Rolls with focus. 12 is absolute success. Pick 2, please. Pick 2, both 2 different moves you'd like to do.
Yep. Also, I rolled a 13 earlier for my skills and training.
Yes, I'll factor that in. Actually, yeah. So I can do that. I can do that description now if you like, just before. So, Mango is listening to your every command, even though she's terrified of these creatures. She's grown up terrified of these creatures. That trust, that bond that you have with her, is stronger, and you know that she will continue to try and take evasive maneuvers. In fact, you can actually kind of focus on these sharks for the moment. There's no wind to fight against. She is going to do her best to avoid these sky sharks. You can now focus on attacking or defending or helping out with the positioning of the other players. So that kind of explains your 12. Your absolute success is like this moment of trust between you and Mango, and you going, yes, I've got this. You've rolled really well tonight, Dave. I'm just like looking.
Yeah. Creativity and focus are both +3 now. That's what I use my level ups for.
Nice. Okay.
Seize the position. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Seize a position.
Yep.
Establish an advantageous position.
Any foe engaged with you marks 1 fatigue to block this technique. But essentially, if you engage and disengage, it's kind of like getting you out of the way of the sharks, which means they're going to have to use their entire move, their entire turn, to try and like get closer to you. They're going to have to, so they'll lose their advance and attack. They'll spend it just trying to get as close to you as possible.
Yeah, I imagine first thing is first, with all the crew on the back, and we're going to attack these sharks. We'll want to get above them so that we can like shoot down at them, you know. So
yep, I like it.
I maneuver Mango up to a more advantageous position, kind of more in the middle of the eye of the storm, so that if we get bumped or have to move around, that we won't get sucked into the sides.
Sounds good to me. Absolutely. No, that sounds great to me. That sounds like an awesome plan. As you begin taking Mango higher, Al, you can see there's still a huge dark shape within the storm. Occasional flashes of lightning illuminating it. And for a moment, you fear that it might be another sky shark, until you see the 6 legs hanging down, lightning crackling around its feet. The sky bison spirit, Cloudbreaker, is still in the storm somewhere.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I will use my second action to prepare. Sorry, it's so many different windows.
I know. Also, Bree, I'm hurt by your comment.
I just wanted someone to be like, you guys are getting paid, and I didn't mean it. I just wanted someone to make the joke.
No one did, and now you've come across as an asshole.
I know.
I will mark 1 fatigue to ready yourself or your environment, assigning. Yep. Can I ready a teammate?
Yeah, absolutely. You can give one of your teammates a you could give them a status maybe. So maybe let's have a look. You could give them like inspired, prepared, favored, empowered. One of those 4.
It's unnaturally strong. I think prepared.
Prepared. Who would you like to give prepared?
Oh, the sky bison is in the things. Can I ask who's attacking? Am I allowed to ask that?
Yeah. At the moment, you can see that Aquila, Rung, Mako are all getting ready to attack. Whereas Shurva seems to be doing similar to you. She seems to be focused on trying to sort of prepare and figure out what she's going to do. Whereas Marco's there with like flame in his hand. Rung's just like picking up a rock. Aquila's like hands are coming out like puppets.
Yep, I give it to Mako. So thematically, like I position Mango so that Mako is like in the prime position for a shot.
For a shot, brilliant. Alrighty, next up in the order is Shurva. Could you please roll me with focus as well, and let's see if you get to do anything. That is a miss. Shurva, as you sort of like go to prepare, the Aal sort of pulling the bison up kind of catches you a bit off guard, and you drop down into the saddle, losing your view of the sharks, and you unfortunately miss your turn.
I feel like I get such bad rolls constantly.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, you've not had a lot of success tonight. Have you had a single success?
The last few streams I have, and that was just with the fucking singing bowl.
the important one. If we're
That
being
is
honest.
the only success I've had in the last 3 streams.
We should probably check and make sure that like the people who watch this actually like you, because it may be that they've programmed in a special. I mean, to be honest, your comments in the chat are pretty toxic. I mean, well, it looks like Rung is next. Unfortunately, Shurva, you don't get to have your turn. I'm sorry about that.
They've programmed it in Python, so like if I'll success, if Shurva fail, else.
Exactly.
Anyway, I was going with advanced attack.
Could you
and
please
I was going
roll
to
with
use
passion?
pressure.
You don't get to do it yet. You got to roll with passion
Beyond,
first. Absolute success. You get to pick 2, my
13.
friend.
Okie dokie, Steve Aoki. So I was going to
Strike,
pressure,
smash, or one of your learn techniques.
I was going to intimidate, and with
Okay, you can try and intimidate
use this
them.
move for standard fight to intimidate.
Okay.
And that because like when you provoke an NPC attacking you, you roll with passion. If I
Yep.
do,
So you're going to put pressure on them so that they
Already
can't do advanced attack next turn.
Yeah.
Brilliant. How do you intimidate them? I want to hear this.
So like, I'm just like, guys, don't have anything to attack with, and then I'm just imagining someone just points at rocks in my bag or on my arm, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I was so distracted by the tins. And I pull out some things. And I just bring a few rocks over their way, and like, yeah, come get it. And I'm just like,
So
really
you've got limited ammo,
like,
and
flexing.
you spend some of that limited ammo just flinging it out into the ether.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
Okay,
about
cool.
4 or 5 at them, just like
yeah.
bam, like out of that. Just
The rocks do come very close to the sky sharks, and you see them slow their approach, looking less keen on a direct head-on assault. You get to pick another one, Rung, if you would choose, if you'd like to do one.
Yep.
Wait, did you just use stand and fight?
Only other one I can do.
He did pressure.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I did pressure, and then the other one is I don't think I can.
Bree hurt me
strike
mentally
them.
and emotionally from one comment. Bree, I mean,
Shouts out to everyone.
I then also wrote, that's the only success I've had in forever.
Yeah, I read that wrong.
amazing.
I think I can. Can I do a strike of one of the rocks and just shoot
Yeah.
a rock out that's actually
Yeah, of course you
targeted at
can.
them? Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect,
100%.
Sweet. I was like in reach. I'm like, oh, rocks are in reach. Perfect, sweet.
So,
That's what I'll do.
So you can either force them to mark 2 fatigue or a condition, or shift their balance away from center. They get to choose, or you can mark a fatigue and you get to choose which one they take.
I'll let them choose what they do.
You let them choose. So yeah, they will take. One of the sharks will take a condition. I mean, I'm treating them as a unit. There's 3 sharks. I'm going to treat them as a bit of a unit. Hello. One of them is stunned. As this rock smashes into its head, it sort of shakes its head a little bit, looking really confused, and breaks off its attack a little bit as it takes the stunned condition. That's very interesting.
Oh wait, is that a status effect? Right. Wait.
It's a status stunned.
Yep.
I'm giving it an appropriate status. So the way the conditions work for NPCs and monsters is sometimes a little bit different. So in this case, I'm giving it a status instead of a condition, just because the status is more thematically appropriate. Because the condition options for the sharks, it's like, well, sharks can't really feel fear, or guilt, or
insecure about themselves,
frustrated, or
Do you think they can feel insecure?
maybe insecure,
friends
maybe
are not
worried,
food.
but like sharks aren't.
Call this a cyclone.
Alrighty. Next up in our initiative order is Aquila. Would you like to roll me with passion?
Sharks with bigger teeth.
Yeah.
7.
Ghost, I hope you're kidding and you're not going to go cry now. I get the sense
I'm
you're
sorry.
kidding. You get to pick one, Aquila. Choose one of your things.
Can I?
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to do something, but I realized I probably can't because I don't have
Okay.
it learned.
What is it?
So now I've got to change my plan. I wanted to try and because I know Mako will be going next. I wanted to try and freeze the water around the shark to sort of hold them.
Okay.
But that's an ice prison, but I don't have that as a learnt.
So
probably
in that
can't.
case, then that's probably we're looking at smash.
Smash.
Mark a fatigue to destroy or destabilize something in the environment. I would argue that freezing them a little bit is kind of destabilizing them. So I would argue that smash would work because you're inflicting a a fictionally appropriate negative status, which in this case I'm guessing you're trying to slow them down a little bit, make them, make them a bit harder to... Trapped is going to be hard to do.
Slowed, impaired, maybe?
I'd say impaired. So yeah, if you want to do smash, absolutely. So marker fatigue Aquila, and you can inflict impaired on one of the one of the sharks. So yeah, that's great. Mark 1 fatigue will take -2 to all physical actions. Oh, sorry, no, choose 1 fewer technique NPCs. That's still pretty good. Like the fact that you have to take 1 fewer technique, that's awesome for you guys.
I'll mark the fatigue.
Alrighty, brilliant. I can see that you have. Next up and last up for the players is Mako Bao.
9?
You get to pick 1.
Did I also get a thing from... Oh.
You do. You have... I believe he gave you... was it prepared?
Prepared, I think, yeah.
Clear prepared to take +1 to an appropriate roll. So that'd take it up to a 10, which is a full success, which means you get to pick 2. Not a bad idea, actually.
Fuck him up, Andrew.
Yeah, 2 strikes.
Okay, so you clear the prepared condition, and you bump that up to a 10, which is a full success. You get to pick 2 techniques for advance and attack.
Yep. I'm gonna just send 2
strikes.
Of fire, 2 strikes. Seeing that the ice is sort of like slowing them down a little bit, just like try to disorientate them more with the strikes, and I'm actually just gonna spend 2 fatigue.
Oh my god, and you're going to force them to take fatigue, or?
Force them fatigue.
Okay, interesting. I will mark off the fatigue.
So they take 4 fatigue. Yep.
That's not good for the Sky Sharks. That's a big hit. You see the one that had taken that rock to the head that Rung smashed with a piece of stone. As the firebolts strike down and smash into it, are you targeting one Mako, or all of them sort of evenly trying to... So are you targeting 2 separate ones, or just the one with 2 firebolts?
The first one will go out towards one in particular, like the middle one. And then, just try to... see whichever one's coming out next.
Okay, yeah.
Throughout through the ice. Perfect.
Yeah. So as you fling the firebolt through the air at the stunned shark, the one that's sort of slowing down a little bit, having taken a rock to the head, the fire burns against it, and you hear it sort of open its mouth in this very wordless, voiceless cry. Sharks don't have vocal cords. As you see it sort of opening its mouth wide and making these sort of distressed motions with its body before it begins moving back, taking more of a defensive status. The next firebolt that you fire out shoots through and strikes into one of the other sharks, causing it to pull back a little bit, but it doesn't move too far away. The sharks are up next. The one that had been pushed back suddenly surges forward rapidly, targeting Mako. Mako, I need you to mark 2 fatigue as one of the sharks slams into you and attempts to throw you off the side of the bison. The rope, pulling taut and dropping you into the saddle, preventing you from being thrown off. But the physical force of this hammerhead crashing into you, knocking the breath from your lungs, winding you.
I have to mark fatigue?
Has to be fatigue.
Yep, I'm out.
Oh, I was going to say...
What?
The stand and fight I did that provokes one.
Oh, wait, yeah, you did stand and fight. Yeah.
Yeah, the provoke. I did. Would that not be the right shark order, though?
So the stand and fight. Read out stand and fight again to me one more time, just so I get it in my head again.
When you provoke an NPC into opponent attacking you, roll with passion. On a hit, they're coming at you specifically. On a 10+, you're ready for them. Clear a condition or become prepared. On a miss, they take advantage of your provocation to strike the blow where you least expect it.
Have you rolled your passion for that yet?
Yeah, so that's when I was doing the other attack. This way I was wondering if it worked with that when I did that first one to intimidate them. When I did that...
so that was a pressure, and then the second one you did was the stand and fight?
That was the stand and fight, yeah.
Yeah. Could you please roll me
the other one I did was the strike, but with I was wondering whether or not, because it says when you provoke an NPC, I was wondering whether or not that intimidation was counted.
I think it's a specific move, stand and fight.
Yeah.
I think it's a specific move, so you have to take it as one of the moves.
I was trying to.
No, it's not a specific move. It's not a fighting move. No, let me pull it
open. It's just when you do something.
Yeah, when you do something. Roll me with passion. Let's get you roll with passion when you did your thing. Let's see if that's worked actually.
This is a callback to when I was talking to someone else in the chat about Electric Cowboy. It's
Yeah.
like, we got the moves. We got the moves.
You got a 10, right?
I think you got a 15.
Moves. We got the moves. We got the moves. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Passion?
Passion.
Passion. Okay, sorry. My brain quits. There we
Pasito.
go. Bam.
Roll with
10.
Pasito.
Pasito. That's what I needed.
10, absolute success. So on a 10 plus, they target you, and you can mark a fatigue. So instead, Mako, so don't take those 2 fatigue. Instead, this shark targets Rung. Rung, as the shark speeds towards you, it attempts to knock you down using this almost like kamikaze-esque, like ramming you with its hammerhead front. You mark 2 fatigue. However, with stand and fight, what do you do with the 10 plus? I believe.
Clear a condition or
What was that? Sorry.
become you clear a condition or become prepared.
Yeah. So in that case, then
I
if
didn't
you,
have
if,
any conditions, so I was prepared.
that's okay. So yeah, prepared essentially means that you're ready for what's coming, clear, prepared to take +1 to an appropriate roll or avoid marking a condition. In that case, then, as the enemy, as the hammerhead shark tries to make you mark fatigue, I'm happy to say instead it tries to force you to mark a condition, maybe terrified or stunned. No, that's a status stunned. Maybe scared. As it tries to make you feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Not scared. Afraid.
I'd be
Afraid.
I'd be definitely afraid of a giant flying shark. Yeah, 100%. I live underground.
As it slams down to try and force you to be afraid of it, as these massive chomping teeth come over the top of you and sort of drop back into the saddle. Unable to move very far because you've kind of like strapped yourself to the saddle. But your call out before striking at it prepares you for that. And that moment of fear is replaced with a moment of resolve, and you do not mark the afraid condition. The other 2 sharks are still coming for the rest of you. So that one shark that was going for Mako now goes for Rung. The other 2 sharks still come streaming down towards you. Mako, the other shark that you struck with a fireball then comes for you. Tries to strike at you.
He misses, right? He misses.
No, yeah, I need you to mark
Never
2 fatigue,
again,
please.
Marco. Never again.
2 fatigue?
2 fatigue.
Yep, I'm out.
You can't be
Remember,
out. How have you
you
marked
also
fatigue?
have to mark all conditions.
Or conditions.
Ah.
How have
Before you
marked-
can actually be out.
How have you marked all of your fatigue
You take the
already?
one
Because
before.
on the way in, I took a fatigue.
And then you spent 2 fatigue. Oh my
Fatigue.
god. Yeah, so you still have to take all of the conditions as well before you're out. So you just
sorry,
you take
conditions. No.
so you can take a condition instead of a fatigue. So I'd leave 1 fatigue spare, and
Cool.
I'd take a condition and a fatigue in that case.
Cool. I'm taking angry because
Right.
I'm an angry boy.
The other
Angry
shark, which is
boy.
also advancing and attacking, attempts to try and bite at Aquila, the other person who is attempting to strike at them.
It would.
Aquila, you also take 2 fatigue as it slams into you and tries to knock you from the sky bison, but the rope holds. The 3 of you who have just been struck by the shark, actually no, it's only 2 of you who have been struck because Rung was prepared, Aquila and Mako. Where the sharks have brushed past your ropes, you can see they've actually frayed. The skin of the sharks is abrasive, and you can see that those ropes have actually frayed as a result of them slamming into you and
Should have
brushing
had 4
past the ropes.
stripes.
Should have had 2 ropes.
We're back up to the top of another combat exchange, so I'm going to initiate combat. If you could please choose your combat approach. And,
Can we see the bison spirit?
you can still see, every so often as a flash of lightning illuminates the sky, you can see it in the clouds. It seems to be moving around very slowly against the wind current.
Can I assess the situation?
You can on your turn.
Okay, as my turn.
As one of the actions on your turn. So if you get 2 actions, you can use one of them.
Okay, can I just ask a question
Sure.
No.
and see if you feel like answering? Is it avoiding the sharks?
Hard to say. You get the sense that this thing is so big, you don't know why it would even care about the sharks. I mean, as you look at it, you can see this thing is probably 20 meters from nose to tail. The sky bison spirit Cloudbreaker is huge.
So what the hell are the sharks doing here?
It's almost like they're hunting grounds of the storm, and they feed on stuff that is pulled up into the storm or animals that are displaced and confused by the storm.
So they're like a parasite?
You hear in your mind this like old voice, one of the monks, monk Devar Atmosphera, who was this very old white-haired monk who was very keen on cataloging a lot of the animals of the world of Avatar the Last Airbender, all the plants. And you hear, the sky sharks are a rare breed that
travels along the storm clouds and into the rough winds, chasing down light prey as well as larger prey as well. Sky bisons provide a generous meal when they can be brought down.
Any excuse for the David Attenborough impression, huh?
You know
Yeah,
it. Any excuse, literally.
I also only
Hello,
have
boy.
like 10 minutes left before I need to go to work.
Okay, has everyone locked in their combat approach? And we will wrap
Yeah.
up after that.
Yep.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay, let me do it quick now. Next one.
Yeah.
Come back, bam.
Is everyone locked in?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't see Rung.
Oh, wait, mine just
Locked in.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. All right, that should be resolved. Yep, everyone's there. We're going to do Mako first so that you can take off if you need to, Andrew.
Cool.
So Mako will do you first, and then we'll do Shurva. Sorry.
Oh, good. I'll miss anyway.
Not
Probably.
necessarily. Could you please roll me with focus as you take defend and maneuver, Mako?
Whenever I roll with harmony on, where was it? Whenever I take I'm gonna use can't knock me down. I refuse to back
Very
down.
Appropriate.
I can roll with harmony instead whenever I use the defend and mover.
Oh, okay. Would you like to roll with harmony?
I hope.
Oh no, that doesn't. He doesn't look happy about it. That's a
Four.
4. That's a miss. Shurva, it's your go now.
Cool.
As Mako goes to like send out more firebolts and kind of like get himself ready, the wind and the sharks flying around just knock you down, and you lose your opportunity to attack. Shurva, 12, absolute success. Pick 2 moves.
Okay. I am going to divert. So step into the way of blows intended for allies. When an ally within reach suffers a blow this exchange, you can suffer it for them. You can also retaliate this exchange.
Nice.
If you also retaliate this exchange, deal an additional fatigue each time. So I'm going to
Guessing you're also gonna
divert
retaliate.
anything for Mako.
Yep.
So I will take the blows for him so he doesn't pass away.
Nope, that seems like a good call.
And then also, yes, I will retaliate. So steal yourself for their blows. Each time a foe inflicts fatigue, a condition, or shifts your balance in this exchange, inflict 1 fatigue on that foe, plus an additional fatigue. So anytime someone tries to hit Mako, I deal 2 fatigue to them
Nice.
and take his fatigue.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I love it.
Good Guardian. Let's go.
Brilliant. Next up is Aquila, who's doing advance and attack. Aquila, could you please roll me with Passion?
Yep. How about a 10?
While
baby?
Aquila's doing that, Rung and Al, could you both roll me with harmony or creativity for your evade and observes? 10, absolute success. Aquila, pick 2 approaches, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Shit. Can I
Yes.
first do pressure?
Yes, of course you can.
Stop them from advancing or attacking.
Yep, brilliant.
Oh,
Strike.
yeah, strike. I was looking at another one. I was
Yeah.
reading it. I was like, it might not be good. I got strike.
Brilliant. Would you like to mark a fatigue to force them to take a specific type of damage, or?
Nah, I'm easy. I'll
Okay.
just take my 1 fatigue.
Brilliant. The shark that had been hanging back, the one that had taken that stunned from Rung, and then one of Marco's firebolts, as you send out these blasts of compressed water and it strikes into the shark's gills, you watch as the shark has had enough. It just drops from the sky towards the water and disappears underneath the storm cloud, leaving only 2 sharks left. Brilliant. Next up is Rung-Bolo.
I got a 9, so
Pick one.
evade and observe, clear fatigue.
Brilliant.
And I'm going to use bolster on my boy who's on the ground having some bad times, old Mako here.
Yep. And the appropriate status you'd like to give to Mako, I'm guessing, is empowered. Clear 1 fatigue at the end of each
B.
exchange.
I like that one. I was having a
Yeah.
quick squeeze then. That's
That was my plan.
Alrighty, brilliant.
Exactly.
Mako,
Why
you're
are you
in
fighting
pad.
so hard to keep this guy alive? He's
At
the reason
the-
we're in this mess.
At the end of the next round,
Love you all.
yeah.
Love
at
you
the end of
all.
the next, at the end of this round, you can get -1 fatigue. Al, you're up next. You got a 9. Oh no, you got a 14. Absolute
14.
success. Pick 2 approaches, please.
Who has how much fatigue? Marco
Marco has lots. No one else
I
really
can't
has.
give him.
Oh,
So does
Aquila!
Aquila.
Aquila has a shitload, actually.
Okay, I can't give Mako the same set as twice, can I?
No, but you give it to Aquila, who also
Yeah.
is looking just as in trouble as Mako.
How's Rung
Oh,
looking?
you're bad as well.
Rung's looking fine.
Yeah, I'm on 4.
Rung's looking fine.
Oh, we're both bad.
And Shurva?
Shurva's looking fine.
I'm fine. I've only got one.
But sorry, Rung is fine.
Rung's fine. Shurva's
I'm
fine.
precious Daisy.
Aquila is not fine. Marco's
okay,
not fine.
cool. Well, I'll give bolster
Yep.
to Aquila, and I'll give him the one that removes
the
the
fatigue.
fatigue at the end of the round.
Yep, empowered.
But you know what I'm going to do, though, right?
The sharks haven't moved yet, have they?
No, it's their go last. So they have to do evade and
Okay.
observe. They couldn't do an attack.
What I would like to do is and let me know if this is how it works. I want to test. No, I want to hinder. I want to hinder one of the sharks.
Yeah.
And I would do that by like air
So it could
bending
be. Yeah, so
a
you go.
strong gust to like try and throw him off balance.
Yep.
And I would like to impair at least one.
Okay. I'm going to say probably, impaired, mark 1 fatigue, or take a -2 to all physical actions. Brilliant. So now that's 2 sharks that are impaired. Brilliant. As you send out this blast of air, the shark loses the ability to move quickly through the air. Like they use a form of airbending almost to fly. But with the wind suddenly turning against them as you send out this blast of air, the shark drops a little bit and is unable to move in that lithe, almost threatening way that they've been moving this whole time. It marks a condition. The sharks have to do evade and observe because you prevented them from doing advance and attack. The sharks move in. 2 of them try to come in and essentially try and inflict impaired on you guys. Shurva, one of the sharks, tries to inflict impaired on you. However, it has to choose one fewer technique. They can only choose one technique, so it can't do anything. So that shark, as it flies past you, loses buoyancy and drops underneath Mango's head as it tries to sort of aim for you, but just drops. The next one comes for Rung and inflicts impaired on Rung. Rung, you are slowed and or off balance. You mark 1 fatigue or take a -2 to all physical actions. Your choice. I'd recommend the 1 fatigue at this stage. Yeah.
My question is...
Hello.
Divert says step into the way of blows intended for allies when an ally within reach suffers a blow. So that would be to anyone, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So technically Rung would count for that, yeah.
So I would step in the way of that and take that for him, yes? It doesn't have to be a fatigue. And okay, so because he's inflicting a fatigue, a condition, or shifting my balance, he gets 1 fatigue plus an additional 1 fatigue.
It's 2 fatigue. You watch as the shark that went for Rung. As you step in, how do you divert it? What do you do?
I do a really cool combat roll and step in front of him and go, yeah!
And like jump in front.
Yeah.
The shark.
I'm just like on the ground, just like H harness, like tied to the ground like a sushi roll stuck. Like,
Yeah.
He's bringing Rung to the ground as well.
Shurva, as you jump into position and essentially strike out at the shark with your whip, as it goes to strike at Rung, you suddenly intersperse yourself and your whip cracks around. You tangle up some of those ribbons that the shark has coming off the fins, these long tendrils that are holding it aloft. And as a result of this, they become tangled. And you watch as on one side, the fins that are trailing back with these very long these gossamer-like tendrils tangled, the shark just suddenly tilts to the side, unable to keep buoyancy on that side of it. And you watch as it just disappears into the clouds, unable to move and change its direction for the time being.
The Hindenburg.
Leaving only, it's a bit less dramatic, leaving only 1 shark remaining.
Mako, catch it on fire.
With only 1 shark left, and at the end of the round, this loud, dolorous cry echoes through the air around you. This as emerging from the clouds, this enormous sky bison pushes through. You can see that it is surrounded by these tendrils of white and dark grey clouds. It's huge, a massive overgrown sky bison, partially transparent. Instead of the small curved horns that the bison have, it has these enormous antlers. Storm clouds writhing their way through the upper layers of the antlers, and you can see the legs are longer than a normal sky bison's.
and the hair, the fur trailing off from it, forms this kind of mane around it, this massive mane, coloured with these white streaks. And as the sky bison spirit pushes its way into the centre of the storm, Mango calls out in response.
Oh.
And that
Aw.
is where
Is
we
where
are
we're
ending
gonna
for
end.
tonight.
I hate when you do that. That's so annoying.
What do you mean?
The
can remove-
cliffhangers. Always are the cliffhangers.
You need
Because
to
I
have
can remove my one
cliffhangers so
fatigue,
people
right?
Come back.
You can remove
can
one
remove
fatigue.
one
So can
fatigue.
Aquila.
Oh, thank God.
We're in the sky right now.
Yep.
I was also, if like combat went for another end, I was just going to use that one fatigue again. 100%.
I have
Hello.
a confession.
But
I
you
wasn't
make it live.
listening
Yeah.
when Al did his thing on me. What did that do?
You just get to clear one fatigue at the end of this round. So you get to clear one fatigue.
Oh, okay.
What's
It's very
the-
exciting.
So,
Thank
what's the
you.
condition that it was going to give Al? Because I still have to take that condition.
The one that was going to try and give Rung.
Yeah, whichever
So
one.
the condition it was going to give Rung.
I'll run the same
um,
person.
Yeah, so the condition was going to give you is impaired. So you either mark one fatigue or take a -2 to all physical actions. Your choice. I definitely recommend the -1 to fatigue at the moment, given that you've got no fatigue left at the moment.
That was cool. So we coming out for like thorn mail, like spiked armor, and just like
Yeah. Yeah. Just suddenly Shurva appears out of nowhere and just whips the shark, sending it like spinning off into the clouds beyond. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed Avatar Legends. It's awesome to be back. We will be returning. Next Tuesday. Is that the 14th by any chance? It is.
Do you have another excuse?
I have an education session I'm running
Why do you hate
on
us?
Tuesday
Oh
night. I'm
my
not sure what
God.
time it is though. I might be back in time.
education's not important.
No, it's
Yeah,
not. I'll
look
let
at
you know.
Rung.
I'll let you know if it is going to be the Tuesday night and get in the way of Avatar. I'll see if there's another night that suits you guys. Maybe a Thursday or a Friday instead. Hey, and I'll message you and we'll find a time that suits.
I'll tell you right now, it will not be Thursday. I'm going to My Chem.
Where?
Oh, I can't do Friday because
My Chemical
My
Romance?
Chemical Romance. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
What?
Okay, in that case then, I will keep
Yeah,
you
full
posted.
circle.
I'm not sure whether or not I can't remember what time the thing starts and finishes. From memory, it's like from 5 till 7. So potentially I could be back at like 7:30, 7:45. So it'd be a later start, but not the end of the world. We could do a
Nah,
slightly
not
sort of
good
shorter
enough.
session. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. But for tonight, that's all there is. There is not any more. Thank you so much. If you wanted to catch up on previous episodes, head to YouTube at the Lost Archives. Otherwise, we will see you live for our Curse of Stride campaign next Monday. And Saturday morning. Let's play Grounded. Hey, done.
Let's play Grounded.
Saturday morning stream.
Sure.
We'll play Grounded. I'll get it right now. All right, lovely people.
Grounded.
Stay safe. Stay well. We will see you all again next time. Until then, farewell. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.